Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a day with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police, straight up to the top.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Vanquisher playoffs. Tonight, we got Faceless Insomnia taking on Conduit Esports Misery.
Yeah, a game that we have kind of been looking forward to. I haven't seen Faceless in a little while, and Conduit has always been a team that I know Romeo has struggled against, for sure. They've been around for quite a while, and they have been one of the more premier orgs. They have dipped a little bit in the last while, but this seems like a very, very strong return for them so far, especially sending off Monkey's Doom, which I did get to see some of the Monkey head-to-heads last night in Divinity, and it was spicy, and Monkeys have always been a very, very good org, but Conduit Esports did manage to drop them 3-0, while on the other side, Faceless, they did lose one game to Lane Zero Reapers, which being their best in their group, FLS, that's a little bit of a let up there. They've shown some weakness, while on the other side, Conduit, they've shown that maybe they're just inching ahead in people's estimations, but I don't want to give any team the underdog. I think that's the best way to put it. I don't want to give any team the underdog. I don't want to go in and say this team should win, this team should. It's playoffs. We're into quarterfinals. Things will get very messy very quickly, just like Romeo's choice of shirts and ties.
You can't. You can't. You actually can't. This is
the brown doesn't work, Romeo. I'm sorry, it just
yes,
doesn't.
It does. Yes, no. It does. It works fine.
Actually, no. When you bring it down a little bit more, it looks worse.
That.
You thought he was cooking there for a second. He thought he was cooking.
Anyways, we're going to see what these teams cook up with the draft as Satyr absolutely shreds me.
Happens.
It does. It does happen, doesn't it?
It does. Let's have a look here. Okay, Zero. Yeah, that's the first ban I expect always coming out. Varus on the other side has still been kind of like seeping through in terms of, oh my god, this champion is still broken first pick, let's not have it. But it looks like mid lane is the focus here. We will get down to breaking down some of these players as we get through the draft, but I am really looking forward to seeing where their priority is going to be, considering they're banning mids. Are they going to try and take one of the more premier picks that has been leaking through? As we are buffering on the screens, we will be back very, very soon, don't you worry about that. But I want to have a look here and see, because they're starting to pivot away. They're taking my Pantheons now. There's Romeo. That's all you need to see. You don't have to worry about me.
There we go.
He's trying to copy my mustache as well. It's crazy. But Nefiri and Romeo, you're just my twin, like, at this stage. There's the Varus. There it is.
The Irish accent's coming next split. Don't worry. What are we thinking of first pick? I see chat calling B1 Wukong. I feel like Wukong's not really a B1 champ right now. I mean, I'm leaving. It's okay.
Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Go to the cast.
Okay. Well, we're here for it.
I feel like right now what I've been seeing are your Zins, your Pantheons. I've seen some prio on a couple tank junglers. I wasn't expecting a Wukong first.
We're getting information from producer, which is one of those things that makes every single caster pause immediately and listen, because it could be really important. But what it actually was Shrogan messed up again. and decided to tell us how he messed up again, which is one of my favorite things about working with Shirogan. Is he repeats his mistakes in our ear instead of just saying, yeah, we'll be back in 1 second, don't worry about it. He tells us exactly what went wrong. So thank you so much for that, Shirogan. But we did see a B1 Wukong come true. So there is a very high chance here that we could see a Silas coming true for FLS, because Silas is just really good into a Wukong. It just takes the ult, it has that extra knock up, and it can just run around and do things. So I would look forward to it. Yes, exactly. So there's a lot Silas can do with that. I would like to see it, but I'm more focused on what the bot laner is going to pick, because I've been looking at the histories and the OP.GGs and whatnot coming through, and as Romeo has just figured out that I'm a one-trick Jinx. There's a lot of Jinxes coming through. Romeo didn't know I played Jinx, even though we've been cast together for 3 years.
I do think Jinx and Sivir are picks I keep seeing all the time right now as like priority bot laners. I mean, Varus as well, but he's been being banned a lot. Is there any other ADC picks you think are really important? I've seen a lot of Ezreals, but I don't know if I necessarily like Ezreals. I find,
Ezreal is your, oh my god, I don't know what to do pick.
Yeah,
that's what Ezreal is. It's a scaling, I stay safe, I poke, and the rest of the team does the work for me.
Lilia!
Very good pick. Oh, they're actually learning. Oh my god, they're evolving. They're picking Lilia into Wukong. I love it.
I love Lilia picks. I love Lilia picks so much. They're so fun. I dance around map. Your Jinx is going to be locked in with the Wukong. I feel like that's a really good pick to supplement Jinx. Like Wukong, Jinx.
You need a like a big bursty mage in the mid though. You need something that can get that kill. We're going to go for a Shen.
We really are just playing for Jinx on Conduit. It is Jinx against the world, everyone to peel and shield right now.
Yeah, but that's what you want to do. Like, if you're going to play Jinx, you play for the Jinx. We're going to take the Milio away, which I think is good. I think now you can take away some of those more enchantery picks if you are a little bit worried about that bot side. But Synthera, I think, could probably play Shen, so it could be flexed. But there's the Lulu. The other pick is possibly Yuumi, but we don't see that enough in competitive. So the other ban might head into that mid lane, which could be another control mage. Orianna is available, but I'm not too sure about that one. But like the one that's sticking in my head is right now is ban Syndra.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was also thinking Syndra. You want that burst energy. They got that execute ult that if it goes down to 1 even if that goes down to 1 HP, Jinx can just go follow up Super Mega Death Rocket, and then she's excited and winning the fight. I think Syndra is a really solid pick. I just don't know if they could try to pick a counter to Syndra and get it off the table. What do you think's good into Syndra?
Into Syndra, you're kind of, well, actually, to be honest, it's one of those picks that you don't really have anything that you can win into. It's more you have to try and survive it and impact the rest of the map. So like Aries are decent. You can move an Ari around the map. But they're going to take that big tanky Nautilus in the bot side, set themselves up really nicely for us to drop a dredge line, waste a Milio ult, and then maybe send into Wukong after as a secondary engage. So a couple of options there. There's the Syndra. And to follow that up, Silas is still not a bad choice here.
You get good ults with Silas. You can steal the Stand United. You can steal the Cyclone. You can steal... Oh, there it is. There's Giddy Boy Joe. Really excited to lock in that Silas. How does that lane go, Sater? How are we feeling with that lane itself? I agree that it's good picking to the rest of the team. I don't know how I feel about Silas into Syndra itself.
So level 1, 2, and 3, Silas with enough space can do some work. And I think it's... I don't want to say it's absolutely doomed, because most Silases need a little bit of help at the start, because your mana is really, really tough to stay on top of. You burn through it quite easily, as if you're going to combo, you're using every ounce you have in you as Silas, so it kind of hurts. But Lilia can't help you. Lilia doesn't have CC. Lilia's not going to be able to slide into that lane and help. There might be a flash blown, maybe if 50 cal tackle really forces it, but Silas is in a very, very comfortable, or Syndra's in a very comfortable position into Silas, because you have a very easy setup for a Wukong to slide in. And I just think, I don't know, I think Silas is going to struggle if they don't get some sort of strange advantage. I think they need something catastrophic to happen for them to really step up into this game, because they'll just be farming. They'll be doing the Roa, take my time build. But it's this bot lane that worries me. Like, Nautilus is historically very, very good as a support, and Milio is very good at stopping it, but that hook might just mess them up. Like, it might just catch the wrong person at the wrong time. It's all down to the solution and how they do, as we did have a pause going into the game, so we're going to have a little bit of a start there. But look, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the junglers work. I think 50 Cal Taco and Hunter Wolf are going to have the biggest issues. They are the two that need to impact very, very early here. And I don't think we're going to see anything topside. I don't think we're going to see anything mad happen up there, but...
I mean, I could see an early gank maybe get thrown in topside from Lilia if we really want, like, just to try to break Shen so that he can't just roam for free later on. But other than that, it feels like it's just going to be a 1v1. But we're charging in right on top of Wukong. Flash is going to go forward. Silas right on top. There's nowhere for him to go. The last auto is going to go through. And just like that, THB
something catastrophic.
Going to find first blood
something
immediately.
Catastrophic. I said something catastrophic, and it happened. Just... I said Silas needed something catastrophic to happen, and just gets a kill pre 2 minutes. Sets himself up nicely to get some advantages in the lane. There will be no flash for the Silas, so a little bit scary for them. But just the setup there is just a little bit too nice now. As they get a little bit of poke on Silas, but they don't realize that the rest of the team is just waiting in the wings here, and it just seems like, go for the normal ward. Sion is ready. Lilia is ready. Silas, it's very well done. That's the main thing to say. It is very well done. It shouldn't happen like that. Do you know what I mean, Romeo? Like, I shouldn't be able to predict things like that.
It shouldn't. It really sucks if you're Conduit going into this game one, giving up a first blood before laning phase starts. It just feels bad on the mental states immediately playing from behind like that. And like you said, that Syndra lane should be pretty free. He has level 1, 2, and 3, and that's about it. And to get that first blood early, if he can use it well, he can probably set himself up for some pretty good roams that bot side that we're looking at this game, which could influence the Jinx lane as well.
Yeah, we already see Silas kind of pulling these waves in, wants to give himself space in the lane to impact the lane, wants to be able to get as much abilities out before Syndra can retreat to the safety of that tower. But it is just boots being picked up with the gold changes that happen with this season. You're not going to see them coming back with an amplifying tome, etc. It is just that 300 gold flat, sometimes a little bit extra depending on some other factors. But look, it is fine for Silas right now. Pull the waves in, take your time with it, don't overuse your mana, and just wait to inflict all of your combo. As Nooner is going to get some trading off here, as
a little shadow
boy
dash.
Joe is chilling.
A little shadow dash, a little taunt, a little bit of damage, but not a whole lot happening there. We do see right now in the jungle, it's very even farming. We have Wukong on his Krugs, Lilia taking the final blue buff. She'll probably get to the scuttle a little bit quicker, but there's always that option lately I've been seeing between junglers. Do you just try to fight the scuttle crab right away, or do you gank? And I think the other big thing right now is the health bars. We see Wukong, he's a little bit more healthy, a little bit more mana. That's going to change when that blue buff is grabbed. But he looks like he's opting just back and go take that top scuttle.
Yeah, so what a lot of junglers now are doing, which is this new kind of inverted jungle, if you know you're matching same side, what you do is you put your ward on the scuttle where you finish, and you cross straight over, and you leave it warded. And it gives them the idea that they're taking it, and they can't face check it because you have prio. So there's a lot of kind of like high communication kind of like things you need to sort out. But Lilia gets there first, could have dropped the ward, passed over mid, got the top one, and if Wukong was there on the spot on the ward, you know that one's free. And if they're not on the ward, they're recalling and heading towards top, and you got there first. So there's a couple of small things like that, but that's a little bit too much right now. Let's break it back down to Lilia got both, it's fine.
Lilia got both. Wukong's got the tempo advantage. He's got the double longswords, but Lilia's back is going to be way bigger. Imagining we're going to see a back after Krugs here, and then see her maybe try to impact that bot lane a little bit. I think right now Faceless is looking like they're in a good spot, but I do want to see them take the tempo up a little bit. You're playing into a Jinx Wukong Syndra. I feel like I want to see a little bit more bloodshed coming out of their sides as soon as our first items start coming out.
I would agree with you if Lilia wasn't a power farming jungler. If Lilia wasn't
fair.
Useless. 25 stacks so far. Not doing too bad. Splinters are getting there.
I do think Conduit's going to have the advantage as we get to the 20-25 minute marks. Like Lilia is going to stay strong. Silas can stay relatively strong. But when you have a strong Jinx, a strong Syndra, a strong Wukong into like evenly matched Lucian, Silas, and Lilia, what side are you taking?
I'm almost taking the Jinx, so I'm going to be honest.
Exactly. It's if you're even going into that late game with Faceless as comp, that's where I see a problem. Right now, I think it's fine, but I think once I see these first items or some stronger components come out, I want to see this Lucian punishing this Jinx more. Because right now, they're even in farm in that bot lane. No objectives taken yet. And yes, it's only 5 minutes into the game, but I want to see Faceless forcing Conduit to play on their timers and not this even game state.
Yeah, I do agree with you that, like, it is just like Jinx late game insurance you can carry. But, like, I have been playing a little bit of Lucian, and I have been having a little bit of fun with it and mixing some builds up. But it is still a decent carry. Silas is a very good carry. Sion is nearly unkillable. And Jinx, although all the protection is there for Jinx, there is still that opportunity that Jinx gets blown up. They can run this one over. But right now, Drake... Prio is in favor of bot side for FLS, so that's first Drake going over nice and easy, as Hunter Will Steal does not feel like they need to risk a couple of kills going over here, because that would be one free feat going over if they lose 2. So a little bit calm right now, and Silas didn't really put down as much pressure as I would have liked either in those early stages. But let's have a little look at top side here, because Shen is going for that Titanic.
Yes, he is, and I think once he has that as well, that's going to unlock Conduit even more. He's going to have an easier chance to use that Stand United when he's pushing those waves. And that's kind of what I'm worried about for Faceless. I think taking that Dragon was nice. Other than that, though, I think as soon as the first items come out for Conduit, they're going to have an easier time moving around the map to some extent. I want to see them take first grubs. I think if they take first grubs, even if it's just, like 1 kill over to them and even CS, I think at least they're up 2 objectives and they can start having some strong leads and whatnot. I think if you get grubs as Faceless, leaving Sion alone on that top side is going to be way more damaging than it would be without having grubs. So as long as they play these early objectives right on spawn, I think things are still looking pretty well for them. What's your take?
No, I think you're dead right. Grubs
I'm
is...
kind of scared.
No, like, Grubs is very, very important. I do agree. I think Grubs sets up Faces pretty well for Sion on side lane. I think that's very important. For Conduit, I think Jinx with Grubs just allows for the opportunity for more resets in those later stages, because towers will fall faster and then Jinx will go zoom. So, yeah, I think Grubs are important for both sides, not just one or the other. But right now it seems that Giddy Boy Joe has managed to move first, while Goofy Boy Joe has decided to risk his life here.
We're going to see the depth charge after the culling. There's going to be the stun on the tower. The choppers go forward for Mega Death Rocket, and it looks like it's going to be a kill over to Jinx. Getting excited gets proc. They get the full wave. They're going to probably find a plate before they back too. Nautilus barely surviving. They get the flash out of Lucian. They get the barrier out of Lucian. That's not the trade you want for grubs. If you're taking grubs, you want it for free. And Nautilus apparently survived with 69 HP. Nice. They do get grubs.
The kill, more importantly. It didn't go to Jinx.
Oh! Okay, Nautilus getting the kill is nice. Like, that is pretty good for Faceless, but I think the one thing you're going to have to start worrying if you're on the bot side of Faceless is you need some Lilia pressure to start going down there, because you don't want to be behind Lucian, and right now he's down 11 CS on a plate. That's going to start steamrolling into a bigger and bigger advantage, I think. They haven't really been able to find any CS off of Jinx, but they have the objectives, which is nice.
Yeah, and Jinx is getting very close to completing that Yuntal, and once that starts to scale up and the crit starts to come true, Jinx will become more of a problem with, I'd say, maybe a reset before Drake would suit Jinx very well, because they'll want to fight for that, as THB is having a little bit of trouble there in the face of a now 2-component Syndra. So this is kind of like the point where you can no longer contest the Syndra, because as long as they level, they'll have their mana and they'll be very, very comfortable in the lane, as they have just stolen the Scuttle Crab.
I love Syndra, not when I'm jungling, but I love seeing stuff like that, where Syndra just walks in, takes the Scuttle Crab, adopts it, and doesn't explain further. Scuttle Crab. That's what it is in the loving arms of Syndra.
Yeah, okay. She keeps it as a pet.
I want to. Did you ever see the clip where the Syndra puts the Scuttle Crab in between her turret and it just moves back and forth and can never die? And they just take Scuttle Crab out of the game because it doesn't respawn until it goes down.
I don't think you remember the old PBE Cinder that picked up Baron.
Oh, Dredgeline gonna go through. There's the Fire Chompers. We're gonna see the Zap come out as well. Jinx doing a ton of damage, but Lucian gonna be able to dash out of there with that relentless pursuit and stay alive next to his Milio, but some good chunk damage going out.
Yeah, and this Wukong is, I think, maybe overstaying here just a little bit in the bot side. They really want to get this priority for the Drake. They know that they can't give it up. Oh,
there's going to be the Dredgeline forward. Cyclone goes out, and just as you call it an overstay, he is able to find Lucian. Can they find the Milio as well? It looks like Milio might be able to just run right out of there. But immediately, they stop their backs and find the angle on Lucian, and that's going to be more CS loss for Lucian. The kill goes over to Wukong. Still nothing on Jinx just yet.
Twice now we've seen that Lucian overstay in some situations and just get killed. It's just a little bit unlucky, I think, from Lucian. Maybe just a false sense of security with the Milio there, as we do see Silas lands the chains but get knocked back immediately, as we do now see that 50 cal Taco is now entering the river, setting up for that Drake, getting their wards down. They are spotted, and here comes the collapse.
Yeah, the collapse is ready. We see Conduit looking to fight this dragon. They are caught out on a ward trying to find a pick. Wukong Cyclone still not up, whereas we do have the Lilting Lullaby ready to go from 50 cal. I think one thing to look for this fight big time is that Lilia ult. I think Lilia, if she can find a good ult, it can be a winning fight. Her flash is up. People are looking strong. We do see Jinx at the Utai, whereas Lucian still not on that first item because of that CS gap and the plates that have been taken. But they are electing to take this dragon fight right here. They've already started up. The TP coming in from Sion. Shen, Stand United available, but they might just be dropping this. Wow.
Yeah, that surprises me just a little. It's just... Lily is a very good champion at getting around the map and taking objectives, but Wukong's a very good team fighting champ, and you have a Jinx, you have a Nautilus, and they've been doing pretty well on the bot side. I'm a little bit confused as to why you wouldn't want to fight in those situations, but they've obviously got the communication going. They're talking about it. They have a plan going forward. At least I hope they do, because right now their plan is go bot repeatedly.
Yeah, and I think that's a good plan generally, but I feel like that team fight there, at the very least, trying to extend it out so that Shen can get more off of Sion and then use that Stand United to draw out the fight, even helps them, even if nobody dies and the other team gets Dragon. I'm surprised to not see any fight break out there at all. I really thought we were going to see something, especially, I'm not sure if they realized Lucian wasn't on first item yet. I think having that item spike advantage, it's not huge because it's Jinx first item, but it's still definitely something where you can take a fight or even take a fight as the dragon's finishing.
Even with that item though on Jinx, it is still scaling. There's still a little bit of time before it actually becomes useful. So, I would have rather the fight there. But that is my opinion. I prefer aggressive teams. I prefer to watch teams that want to fight, not constantly, but if there's an opportunity to get a couple of kills or contest an objective, I'd rather go out fighting than just bleed out over the course of the game, because with the next set of Drakes coming through, there's a very high chance we see a soul come through for FLS, and will Jinx be able to reset enough to counteract that? As showing up that it's Ocean, but they already have an Ocean.
Yeah, it is Chemtech, it's looking like from the map. I think it is Chemtech. I do think Chemtech Dragon is getting good with a 13% now. After 13% reduced damage. I think that's been a fairly strong slight buff to the Chemtech Dragon. I don't think it's as bad as people say anymore, especially because I've played a couple games with it and I like it. I don't remember when that change went into effect, but I don't hate Chemtech Soul anymore. I think it's playable for sure.
Yeah, Chemtech is a very, very strong and low HP, and then you have the likes of Sion that likes to do things like this, as Jed is going to sit in that bush.
All the way to the enemy base, avoiding Nautilus, avoiding Jinx.
As he screams cowards while he runs away.
He just walks out. He just walks away. Meanwhile, they're going to go mid and try to find something. We don't see the Cyclone used just yet from Wukong. He's still holding it. He seems to be holding it for a potential Rift Herald fight.
Yeah.
Shen, how do we feel about the change right now? We see Jinx and Nautilus on the tops of the map. Shen's going to be on the bot with Lucian. Do we like that that swap?
I don't know, because are they going to go for the next objective? Are they going to try and fight something? That's my biggest question right now, is the Wukong ult will be expended by Silas.
Surely you have to, now that there's no Silas ult. We're going to see the Cullen get used by Lucian. Gets a lot of junk damage onto Nooner. We might see them go for a dive. Nooner seems to be trying to scout it. He doesn't want to lose first turret here. First turret's going to be Boots if they lose it. We have Lilia coming down for the dive as well, though. It might be too little too late. He's going to look to dash away. He does find that shadow dash, but the E going to land from Lilia. She pops the lullaby, hits the Q, gonna go through, finds the kill. Is she gonna die? One more tower shot will do it. She gets away. They find the kill, and it looks like they're gonna be trying to race for that tower. We have Rift Herald looking like it's gonna be popped in that top lane versus that wave crashing bot. It does look like they're gonna find the tower first with Lucian. And that's huge. That's a very big play right now from Faceless.
It is, but it's still one kill to complete feats for either side here. Or no, FLS completed it already because they got the tower. Never mind. So yeah, they just kind of. This reminds me of our first game me and Britty done of this season before you came back. We were so excited to talk about the feats changes and all the new ones coming through. And our first one was once again objectives and towers. It was like such a slow-paced game. Where like we can talk about 1,000 different things, people's item builds and how the map looks, but no one's getting killed, so it's just not fun.
It's going to be one of these games where it's very slow, that it's going to pick up and end really quickly, is what I'm feeling right now. Which, those games are lovely in the sense that the big fights feel really big, but it just takes so long to get to them. I think some notable things right now, though, like Lilia up almost 40 CS, Sion up 30 CS, other side of the map, we have Jinx up 30 CS. The gold gap is pretty well even. We just know a lot of the gold is on Jinx when you look at the side of Conduit, and then a lot of the gold is on Lilia and Silas on the side of Faceless. We are seeing Shen start to pick apart this Sion, though. Can he stop the unstoppable onslaught? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Sion's just going to walk right out of there. Not even need to use anything for it. Chemtech dragging up. We're seeing Conduit hover around it. I'm pretty sure this Sion is going to look to back and get there, but it's being stopped by Shen still. Shen has the priority right now, so surely Conduit tries to take a fight here quick.
Yeah, I hope Conduit go for something. I hope they make a play before they start to strike, and it looks like they're thinking about it, but Thresh is going to start this one up. Now, all eyes on Lilia, all eyes on the sleep. TP already coming through from Funky Boy Joe, so Sion is going to arrive, and Good Boy Joe wants to go for it.
There's going to be the dredge line. It stopped the culling. The Chomper's going to land, but the depth charge going to end up. There's going to sleep on Jinx as well. Jinx is down in the back line, fighting the Silas. Meanwhile, on the front, there goes Nautilus. Jinx going to go down next, and it's just collapsing entirely. The Stand United is just going to serve to get Shen killed as well. And it's 3 kills over to Faceless, maybe 4 if they can find Mares in. They do. That's going to be 4 kills over to Faceless. A fight taken, and just everything that could have went wrong, went wrong.
You know when I said that they're evolving and they picked Lilia? This is what I mean. This is the thing about Lilia. Lilia is really good into Wukong. So we see everything land onto Jinx. Depth charge, sleep, Q, goes to sleep, and Silas goes, hey wait, I'm leaving this fight, there's a Jinx over here, I'm gonna kill it real quick, and it's just perfect. The rest of the fight is, both of the carries are out of the fight trying to deal with a Silas, who they cannot deal with right now because it is tanky as hell. Lilia just gets to spin and twirl and just dots everything, and even really well played here from THB to use that plant to give them the bonus movement speed towards the Syndra to make sure they're getting there. And it's just so unfortunate from the side of Conduit that they couldn't make the plays they needed before that Drake.
It just feels like that fight was very much like should have been in Conduit's favor, and everything kind of went wrong. Like, we've seen a lot landed on Jinx, but on top of that, I think one of the big issues we see there is Stand United was used as a frontline tool rather than to keep the carries alive. And because the carries got split off from that fight, there was no way for Jinx to free hit or Syndra to free hit at all. And even if it is used as a frontline tool, we have all 3 people who are capable of peeling Jinx in the front of the fight. Nobody's there to defend the Jinx when that flash Silas comes, when that sleep comes, right? If there's someone there to block the ball, or if there's someone there to push Silas away, Jinx is going to have a much easier time getting excited in that fight. I've heard some people think that, I'm not sure where you stand on this, so I'm kind of just asking with this one. I've seen people say that, oh, we're going to get a dredge line in real quick, a fight before we talk about this. Depth charge going to go on Milio, but here comes Silas coming in. The Cyclone going to go as well. Silas running away, but it's not going to be fast enough as Unleashed Power is able to find the shutdown. Joe going to use the culling on to Nooner, and that looks like that's going to be the fight. The mid turret going to be taken as well. It's a big fight right there for Conduit to get a little bit of gold back in one of their carries.
Yeah, they do manage to get something onto the Syndra there. Well, you were talking about some point you wanted to hear my thoughts on.
Cyclone as a tool to peel for like a carry rather than as an engage tool. What are our thoughts?
You could phase 1 engage, phase 2 peel.
Okay.
That's the way it's meant to be used. So you go in with it, you get the knockups you set up, and then you peel slowly backwards with it. So anything that's going onto your team has to go through a Cyclone, which means they're going to get knocked
Lilia
up.
trying to get in the back. Here's going to come the TP as well. Wukong, or Nooner caught completely out. He's going to try to Shadow Dash away, but he's not going to get very far as the knocking comes down. Meanwhile, over the wall comes good boy Joe. Zinthera is there to find him. Hunter Wolf still going to find the Lucian. Jed, though, he's caught with no place to run, no one to peel, is going to go down. That's 4 dead for Conduit. Can Nautilus get away? The depth charge is going to come from Silas. Under the T2 turret, the chain is going to go forward, and it's just a bye-bye. That's going to be an ace. And right now, 50 Cal is putting in so much work in these fights. 11-4, just like that, for Faceless.
Yeah, quick ace. Only losing the Lucian off the back of that one. And more importantly, it looked so easy for them picking off targets one after another. And this is the strength of a Silas going into this, being able to swap up those ults, change how they play, adaptability on the Rift. So very, very well played from them. I am slightly cautious now that like Lucian has the IE, has the Essence Reaver, is quite strong, while Jinx, if you look at the item, has had to mix build. So they have a Last Whisper and a Zeal in their inventory. And both they're rushing towards an LDR and trying to deal with tanks when you just need to kill a squishy and then hope the attack speed will carry you through the rest of the fight. So it's just looking a little bit worrying.
I think the fear is that those big targets keep getting right on Jinx. And both times we've seen it be very dangerous for her to even be 5 meters away from the fight. As a Cyclone going to go out on top of 50 Cal. 50 Cal able to flash out of there. Is going to land E. Has Lilting Lullaby available. It's going to go through. There's the culling by Wukong. The turnaround. Call an ambulance, but not for Lilia. As Atacon looking like it's going to be free for Faceless.
Yeah, more importantly, when you put the sleep on someone, when it's procced, if you're already hitting them with a channel, it won't break it. So Wukong was in a world of trouble there with that Lucian culling hitting him in the face. It's why Lilia and Misfortune has been a very strong combo. Oh my god.
It was almost a steal. It was set at the right time. It just hit nobody.
If anyone was standing on that, that would have been absolutely disastrous.
They parted like the Red Sea to let it right through them. Nooner are going to try to pull something back here. The Dredge Line's going to go forward. They are 2 levels down to Scion. The Unstoppable Onslaught is available. So is TP. So is Flash. He is taking a big fight to them right now. Nooner already down to half. He's now on top of the Nautilus. Goes for the slam. Finds the slow, but gets taunted by Shadow Dash. Still doing enough damage here. He's healing off of them, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's...
Their soul! Off screen, Lilia takes soul. They have Chemtech soul now. You thought Zion was strong before. Oh, God, he is unkillable.
We also have Demon Time 007 James Bond Sai on top.
Demon Time 007. Oh, God.
He's not unending. It makes you a demon. It makes you an absolute terror to deal with. So, like, yeah, it is.
He showed it in that last fight.
Yeah, this game is like, it's such a chokehold for Conduit to even try and break.
They're
like,
trying. There's going to be the Dredge Line on 50 Cal. 50 Cal doesn't have Flash this time. Unleashed Power. There's going to be the shutdown. Super Mega Death Rocket does find it. Both kills, both shutdowns go over to Jinx. That could be the opening.
It's a light. It's something for them to work with. They need to keep going on this one, though. They need to get as much out of this as possible in terms of macro objectives. While Scion is being dealt with by the Scion, the chance here for them to go for 2 more is big. It's all down to Zinthera landing the hook. Doesn't land it. Mikhail's was used. Dash as well. So they're burning through the little bits, but they won't get the tower.
Oh, wait. Silas cooking up something here. He has the depth charge. He's going to go right on top of Nautilus. Depth charge still not used yet. The choppers go forward. They're trying to save the Nautilus, but it's not going to happen. He's still going forward with Milio. They think they have found a fight here. Depth charge, is he going to use it on that Syndra? There's going to be the fireball kick. He finds Nautilus. There's going to be the depth charge on Syndra. Goodbye, Syndra, as well. Goodbye, Wukong. It's only going to be Jinx who survives. It goes from a great play to an overstay.
Zentera missing that hook onto the Sylas at that tier 2 tower is turned into Sylas going, I can fight this, and he takes them all. And that is just massive for them, as that is going to turn into another objective, but this time it's Baron.
Yeah, and I don't know that we're going to be able to see Conduit survive this Baron. There is a 6,000 gold cap. You're already down to your T3 turrets for the most part besides that top lane. You know right now no one can deal with Sion besides maybe Jinx and some front line. But if that happens and the entire team's just going to throw your mid wave and you go bye-bye and lose the game on that front, they are praying right now for a mistake from Faceless, or they're just trying to keep mentals in check for game 2. These are really the only options right now of Conduit Esports.
Yeah, this is where you start thinking about the next draft, where you start trying to break it down as, oh my god, that's more than some people have HP.
That's so much hell.
Yeah,
oh my
he's
god.
having a great time. Funky Boy Joe is having a great time in that top side. 007. He's also got 3 items completed. We have, is that 5 stacks of Magi's on the Lilia? They did just die, so I think they got a heavy cut there on that. But once we go down towards the bot side, it doesn't matter for the side of FLS. It's not important. All that really matters there is Milio's redemption and throwing a couple of heals out. It's all about that Sylas. Sylas is genuinely stronger than the entire enemy team. He has more kills than Conduit has in total.
Yeah, Sylas is looking insane right now. I think Lilia also looks super strong, and they're both kind of been the ones wreaking havoc across this game. The bot side of the map went okay for Conduit, but they didn't take some of the early fights that might have led them to some stronger victories. And the one fight they did take went horribly wrong, which pushed this huge advantage on Faceless, and now they've just been kind of overstaying on any win they've had. Elder Drake's up in 2 minutes. They can't really fight that either.
Yeah, it's very, very split right now as Lily and Sion are taking the bot side, and in the top side we're seeing the Lucian work with the Milio.
5 on one of the sides, right? It looks like they're sending a couple down, but they're splitting as well. You can't be splitting as well when you're going to lose a lot. You need to just pick a side and fight it. We're going to see the dredge line go over onto Good Boy Joe. Here comes Hunter Wolf Steel in the back. The clone doesn't go through the wall, forced to flash, and Nimbus clone does find Giddy Boy Joe. The Cyclone's going forward. They find the shutdown on Milio, but it's going to be at the life of Wukong. Meanwhile, Shen getting pieced up at the bottom, and for some reason this split is showing why you can't split when you're down gold. Everything going to Faceless's favor. It's only Syndra alive against the world right now, and that world is crumbling around her as she goes down, and game 1 goes over to Faceless.
Yeah, they send 4 versus 3 top lost, and the 1 versus 2 they also lost as the Stand United actually came out from THB there at the end to even join that last fight to make sure they got that extra assist, and Sion ruins their score. They went 0-0-8. Ruined it. Should have said it as James Bond, but regardless, 10-1-7 that Sylas. And you know what the worst thing is? As soon as they locked in Wukong and I saw the rest of the picks coming through, I said, you know what? Sylas could be a pick here. I said that in like R2. That's so upsetting.
And the Lilia, I feel like Lilia actually ran through their team. Yeah, they had that one death, but 50 Cal Taco put in so much work. Her and Sylas, the sleep into the flash dash onto Jinx in that fight won them this game. Or at least the early game, which led to this big victory. But I think we really see that big turning point in that fight over the 3rd dragon because of the lilting lullaby, that E landing, and then the flash and dash.
Yeah, it completely changed the face of the fight, and Sylas done so much work to take a 1v2 against both carries, survive, get both of them, was absolutely incredible, and can't stop Sion from getting all that tower damage. Also, small updates, we do have Iceborne Black taking their first game against the Holy Church of Seder, and the rest of the games are still in game 1, so we'll have updates for that pretty soon. But I'm a little bit worried about the Holy Church of Seder, boys, but we'll be back in just a couple of moments for game 2. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back as we get ready for Game 2 of Faceless versus Conduit Esports Misery. I had to look there. I was going to say Insomnia, but it's Faceless Insomnia. Last game.
And look, it is Conduit's Esports right now, and they are in a little bit of misery, just a little bit of misery, but
just a little bit.
We do have Fearless, so some things have changed. We're not going to see any more Silas for the rest of this, which means Alistair should be a priority pick for one of these teams, because Alistair, Silas, worst combination. You do not want to play into a Silas if you have Alistair. You just lose the game. It's like that Malphite Silas thing, just ruins your game. But we also have some very strong ADCs still available in the pool. As you said before, Sivir, something you see quite a lot. I fully expect to see Sivir this time around. But in the mid lane, we saw a lot of focus on control mages. If the draft goes the same way, what champions are left? And I know one of them, Romeo, and I hate it. It is my most hated champion in the whole world, and it is disgusting. What do you think is left?
Varus.
No, mage, mid mage.
Oh, mage.
Control mages. If they take away the Talia, the Azir, and the Silas is gone, and the Syndra is gone.
Orianna is boring to watch.
No, that's not the one I hate. Not the one I hate.
Who do you hate? What
a mid laner that I absolutely despise. But by the way that someone is speaking in my ear, saying you have a couple of seconds, I feel like it's going to be No, it's a first pick Mel, isn't it?
Oh, you hate Mel. That's right, you do hate Mel. I just keep forgetting that Mel's in the game. No, don't say Veigar. Veigar's a fun champion, and he's got a funny lore. I love Veigar. But who hates Veigar?
Veigar even have lore anymore?
He wants to be a big bad evil guy.
I said this last week, Romeo, to you, that Mel is the worst champion to ever hit League of Legends.
I always forget she's in the game,
disgusting.
Though.
Disgusting.
I'm not used to arcane champions being here. Her and Mbessa I forget about.
Also, I do have to send you my gym plan soon.
Yeah, you do. And I'm going to try to keep up with it and probably fail.
Yeah, no, it's not too hard. It's 45 minutes. You'll be fine.
Oh, that's I actually need to for class anyway. So, and then I'll do a Viego cosplay. There you go! It's Mel! It's Sater's favorite champion! It's Sater's favorite champion! Locked in my Conduit!
Just pick Victor. Just pick the Victor already. Like, just take the Victor. Yeah, okay. Like, it's the only answer. It's the only answer to this stupid champion.
You handed it to us between games. Like, what did you expect? Like, it's gonna be like what? Trundle. We got the Troll King coming in for Faceless.
So
he's trolling.
Just take the Jarvan Sivir here, right? Just send in the Cataclysm.
Do we like Jarvan into Trundle?
Yeah, you get to get those shields up, and you have an ability to dash, knock up, and Cataclysm, and leave the Trundle in there. Like, there's things that work there.
Caitlyn.
You're going to hand the Sivir over?
Or something into that Cataclysm.
Well, Trundle stops Misfortune with the pillar, so
that's fair.
It's not
Tristana,
not
explosive.
Sivir, okay.
Do we like the Caitlyn matchup?
I like Sivir into Caitlyn. I just think it's really fun. I just think it's incredibly fun to play Sivir into Caitlyn. You get to push the lane constantly, which is like Caitlyn's thing. So you'll see Caitlyn often paired with Lux's, Karma's, Nico's, because they just want to continue to force, and then you just take a Sivir with that, and you can just kind of counteract it immediately once you get that, like maybe even a pickaxe in some cases. They're banning Malphite.
Welcome to Caster Questions. So, a lot of teams, like in Korea, like early game, right? Like early game's priority, right?
Korea is late game. LPL is early game.
LPL. Why do we not see more Dravens?
Because it is risk reward. There's the Alistair.
Like, when you're playing at the top, you would think that we'd see more Dravens. Low key. Like, we see Lee Sin. I feel like Draven is the ADC equivalent of Lee Sin.
It's Nico. You have to take a Nico now. Just going to be an Ornn to finish it off. It's just an Ornn. But what I was going to say was, so you asked about the LPL early game. Why don't you just take Draven? Draven is one of those champions that if you're going to play it, you need to know you're better than the other ADC. Because you're lower range, you might have higher damage thresholds, but you're so much more susceptible to dropping an axe in a key moment and losing your entire laning phase. So like Hansama is probably one of the best Western ADCs to play it. You can't name another one. Like there isn't another one because no one else can take that risk because they know they're better. So LPL, it's so up and down. Like you might see Viper every now and then might go for something like that. Or maybe I'm trying to think of other ADCs that might have picked Draven in the past, but it's so high risk, high reward that yes, you can get an early advantage, but if you can't play those late game team fights to perfection and get to a item advantage, you will fall off and just lose the game for your team. So stick it in solo queue, leave it there. Don't worry about competitive, just play the other things. But yeah, they take the Ornn as the last pick into the Renekton. It's an old kind of like bandage kind of in the top side because you're not going to win into Renekton unless you want to go something niche. Gnar would probably be one you might go for. Quinn is one that's kind of rising in popularity, but Quinn is a very difficult champion to work into the likes of Jarvan, Caitlyn, Nico. So yeah, Ornn's the normal enough pick there. I am kind of enjoying the draft more from Conduit because even though I hate Mel, I know how good that is. So we could see Mel like reflect Ornult, what's it called? Call of the Forge God?
Call of the Forge God, yeah.
Yeah, she could easily reflect one of those, which could be massive in a team fight. Maybe a couple of ricochets. It's a very good comp into Mel in terms of how they've set it up. I am just a little bit worried about how Nooner is going to deal with Giddy Boy Joe because Renekton can take control there, but Ornn is a shaman, mage, assassin, tank. So
what
worried.
Team comp right now are you giving the advantage to?
I mean, are you talking about like overall in the game, or are you talking?
Yeah. What like if you had to play one of these drafts, which one are you playing?
If I was, I feel like I would be more comfortable in the Sivir draft because it's a lot simpler. Like there's a lot of go buttons for them in terms of Sivir ult, Ornn, and even just a pillar coming from somewhere. Their go buttons are really, really simple. Alistair is there to hit a target, Sivir hits it, it dies. Very, very simple. The issue is there's trickier moments that come true from the likes of Faceless or Conduit. They have that kind of like Nico being tricky and getting good ults off. Jarvan, Cataclysms, Renekton slicing and dicing onto your backline, Mel existing as a champion. So yeah, like there is some things that worry me, but I just feel like FLS have a much simpler route forward, while Conduit need to really rely on their hands.
We are going to be on the Rift here. Is there any matchups right now you're thinking is like the important matchups early game? I imagine like a lot of these lanes look pretty slow.
I'm more bot lane focused as a player than anything else. Like I played support for the longest time, then I went to ADC, and then I became a jungler, and then I completed the rest of the roles later. But I've always been more of a bot lane lover because it is 2 versus 2. It is a very, very unique role, is that you are relying on the person beside you at all times, and your ability to work together is more important than the rest of your teams or your junglers coming up every once in a while. So I've always preferred that. So when I'm looking at this bot lane, I'm looking at this game, I'm looking towards bot lane. So like Nico and Caitlyn could really put some hurt down with some nice traps and roots and really hurt that Sivir. But if Alistair's really good, he's knocking that Caitlyn back, putting her out of trap range to not get that auto. There's a lot of setup available there for both sides, so I always look at bot side. But what do you want me to talk about?
I'm curious what you think the play style right now should be. Like, what do you think in theory, if either of these teams are to win, what do you think's the correct things they need to do in this early
FLS? If FLS need to stick to what they did well last time, play the macro, get those objectives, put the fear of God into Conduit, that if they lose a fight, FLS will win the game. That's how they won. They put the fear and took the objectives and took their time with it and moved around the map correctly. On the other side of things, Conduit, they need to pull the trigger on a fight. That's what they need to do. They need to have the ability to go for something. And right now, yeah, we're seeing some decent poke coming out of the bot side, but I want to see aggression. I want to see them going for things. I want them to find a weakness somewhere in Faceless and go, yeah, we can exploit that and just go for it.
Renekton just pulled up on Trundle's camps. He didn't get anything, but he did pull up.
You don't do that as a top laner? No.
No, I mean, I don't play top, but I'm not used to having their top laner at 2 minutes and 30 seconds pull up to my Raptor camp and try to fight me for them.
Okay, so Alistar does stun the flash into the knock-up to try and get Nico into the tower, but Nico flashed and healed. So really good trade from the Alistar. With that unsealed spellbook as well, around 6 minutes, we'll see him swap to that TP and probably make a play somewhere around the grub/mid lane areas. Just for all those unsealed spellbook lovers in the chat that are looking forward to it.
Jarvan's here as well. Both squads rolling up to this bot lane. A big fight gonna break out. The clone is used by Nico. Trundle here, he sees that Jarvan got the level advantage because he played from Renekton earlier. It looks like FLS is gonna be running away from this one.
Yeah, and Hunter Wolf Steel reacting in time to a gank, being on the right side of the map, not recalling and actually going for the Scuttle Crab, knowing he has that advantage because Trundle didn't get to finish those other camps. Better clear, better speed. Conduit already up in my expectations this time around because Hunter Wolf Steel is moving faster.
I think Hunter Wolf Steel is one of my favorite junglers in Vanquisher. I feel like he's just a jungler I've watched a lot and makes a lot of right plays. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with this Jarvan in this early game. He doesn't have a whole lot of gank potential other than just kind of covering that Trundle, right? Like, I guess you could go for something on the Ornn if you really want, but Victor is going to be a hard target to ever get away from his tower. Sivir's always going to have that spell shield up, and although they have been playing aggressively bot, still, once again, going to be a hard pairing to get away from that tower with the spell shield and the safety. Like, I feel like Faceless is playing a very safe team that just wants to suit up and scale.
I think that for all the games that I have watched of Hunter Wolf Steel in the past, I haven't got to watch them this split so far.
Oh, there's going to be the pillar. The flash through, but the Alistar knockup still hits. The barrier is going to be used. Jed barely surviving that.
Yeah, but that is all summoners now used in that bot side, so they know they're under a lot of pressure coming up to this next rotation of plays. And for what you're saying about Hunter Wolf Steel, I will give them credit that their Jarvan is incredible. From the highlights that I've managed to watch through the Vanquishers and the small bits of information I get, his Jarvan is quite good, and his Wukong is highly played, but his Pantheon is one that we need to keep an eye on. I know it gets banned in drafts, but Pantheon is the one we need to watch for. But for someone that plays those aggressive style junglers, his confidence seems knocked going into these playoffs for some reason. There's something not quite right there. Something's missing. And that's something that I think we need to keep an eye on going into this, because if the confidence isn't there and you're playing aggressive junglers, we could start to see a fall off for Hunter Wolf Steel as they do land onto Alistar.
The slow goes onto the Alistar. Alistar going to try to knock him on the turret, but the minions get there first. Can he find Alistar? Can he find the kill? There's going to be Mel. The flash could go forward if he wants. He's not going to use it. The first blood going to go over to Satyrs' favorite champion.
Oh yeah, wonderful. But really well played by Hunter Wolf Steel to leave that one, not overexpend the flash, knowing that Margin is on the way on that Mel. So looking forward to seeing. They did just hit their 6, and he is now available in that mid lane for a gank, but 50 Cal Taco is also in the area.
It's crazy to me how much work that Renekton engage did. There's going to be a flash away from Mel as that trap comes up from Victor. But I'm shocked to see how much work that Renekton invade early did. Didn't steal anything, but just made Trundle waste so much time that he's now consistently a level down from Jarvan.
He is. Here's
going to be Jarvan trying to find that Victor. The flag and drag, getting ready to come in, just slowly walking in. Renekton there as well. Victor doesn't know it yet. He is going to be trying to make a run for it, but he doesn't really have anywhere to go. Sees everyone there, not going to expect the flash, and the kill's just going to be given over to Marzian.
Marzian actually using the reflect there to launch Victor's Q straight back at them, which was quite nice. Nice little touch there. Because the Siphon power is good.
Lane. Alistar trying to find the dive is just going to take a ton of damage. Can Jed finish the kill off? Here comes Nico coming back from that mid lane fight. Alistar barely alive right now. Here comes Hunter Wolf Steel, going to find the feats of warfare by killing him. Meanwhile, Trundle going to use that pillar, going to try to hop on Zintheria. Zintheria barely surviving that one. Jed going to go forward. So is Jarvan, going to flash forward on Goofy. And the aggression is back from Hunter Wolf Steel. Jed now on top of Trundle trying to make a run for it. He's going to be using his W. There's going to be the ace of the hole. 50 cal still on the run. Is going to find the victor. Is going to get away.
Yeah, that all seemed very, very messy, but all coming up in favor of Conduit Esports and no longer Misery, as they are taking a commanding lead in this early, as they've gotten up 2k. As we will look back to this gank that appeared in the mid lane, seeing the Nico come through, multiple Jarvans entering the lane, the Fear entering the Victor here, and I do believe it was actually the Q that bounced back here. So let's actually see this last one. Is it just not over? Yeah, okay, yeah. Just absolutely demolishes Victor with their own ability. Love that. Good stuff.
Reflect. It's a very fair and balanced ability. It's just Captain America from Marvel Rivals, but in League of Legends.
No one plays Marvel Rivals, bro. We're a League stream. Won't be doing that. Sand in my pocket. I was fishing earlier. My bad. But I look back towards the spot side. We have Sintera playing absolutely mental by going back in here and forcing it. Managing to survive as well, which is absolutely crazy, which will break the hearts of all of the FLS fans. If 50 cal tackle won't pick that one up, but we all know what a Trundle can do. As we go back to live, Zed is in a lot of trouble.
Alistar went down. Meanwhile, Zed gonna be taken by Goofy Boy Joe. It's a 1-for-1 trade in this bot side. We do see Jed killed Giddy Boy Joe. Meanwhile, on the river, Merzian looking in a bad spot. Trundle coming up. He's taking the better half of that Arcane Storm. The Reflect's gonna go through, but it's not gonna be enough as the shutdown's found by THB, and just like that, Faceless finding their footing.
They are finding some kills. It's a good setup to get, especially when you get a kill onto the Victor and onto the Sivir in what was a very quick succession of plays, as Underwolf is losing his Raptors as he is happily farming the Bramble back here. So we'll notice that is gone, but I'm thinking maybe just a little bit too much coming out from Conduit there. We didn't get to see the full breakdown of how Jed died, but the fact that it was just 50 cal tackle walking in and pillaring is going back to when they had lost those summoners previously. They should have known that the next rotation for 50 cal tackle would have been that bot side, as Giddy Boy Joe is going to step out of the bush, find themselves a Jarvan. Do they know?
Gonna flag and drag. Merzian gonna find the stun as well. There's gonna be the Victor trap, but it's not gonna be enough as Merzian finds another kill on that Mel.
Yeah, and Mel will continue to pick it up. Absolutely magical champion Mel. Love that one as Nico speeds towards the Victor. Managed to sets it up. 50 cal tackle was hovering in the background there, but nothing will appear from that one. As everything's calming down again, we're going back to Grubs. Should be relaxing for the moment.
Yeah, this time Jarvan gonna be the one taking the grubs. We are seeing a total change in the tempo right now. Conduit strongly ahead, found 2 objectives, probably going to find their feats very shortly with that next dragon coming up in 2 minutes 20. I think they definitely have the map pressure at the moment, if everything stays the same, to be able to probably take that next dragon and feel fairly secure about it.
Yeah. I am. Look, Conduit are kind of flipping the script for what we expect from FLS. This was their game plan. They took the objectives. They took the fights around them. This time around, Conduit says we can do that too, and they're doing a lot better off the front of this one. And I want to see more action in that top side as well. I think Nooner is starting to get very, very good at moving and helping the rest of his team. I would like to see Hunter Wolf go up towards that Renekton and maybe try and aid Nooner in taking down Funky Boy Joe, because Orn items are very important in these games.
Yeah, Orn items are pretty important, especially for the late game scaling of Faceless, and their team is very much a team that's going to thrive in this late game. Those added items are going to help a ton. We're going to have to see what ends up happening, because right now Orn's been farming for free. There's been pretty well nothing going on the top side, not even plating. He seems to have gotten the better half of Nooner, and Nooner getting his backstop. That's got to be tilting as hell in that top side. Meanwhile, Conduit, they have the rest of the map advantage right now. Their mid's winning, their bots winning, their jungle's winning. But that won't last as we get to that 25-30 minute mark, as items start to come into play for some of these scaling champions on Faceless, if this lead does not stay extended and they don't continue to take objectives.
Yeah, it is still a little bit of up in the air.
The Pop Blossom, Nico not going to be able to find it. They do burn the flash of Victor right after he TP's back to lane. Dragon up in 30 seconds. That might be a big flash to be burnt right before Dragon. We do see 50cal looking to find anything he can. He is going to be looking on Marzian. Doesn't know Hunter Wolf Steel's there. There's going to be the flag and drag. Marzian going to find the stun on Victor, but there's going to be the Gravity Field. Gravity Field does find the stun on Hunter Wolf Steel. Everyone is on top of Marzian. The Cataclysm go through. There goes Marzian, and now it's just Jarvan getting picked apart in that Cataclysm with Nico. They find the kill before Dragon. This could be a Dragon over in the favor of Faceless, but we do see Renekton coming down for the fight. He's going to leave Ornn up top. I believe he has Demolished to try to take some more plates on that top turret. Has the TP available if he needs. Has Call the Forge God ready to go. Subjugate going to be down. Cataclysm down. We see a dive in forward right now from the Nico. There's going to be, or an Alistar. There's going to be the Call the Forge God coming through with the TP from Joe. Finds Nico. Renekton forced to flash away before he goes down. He's already chunked the half. Victor doing a ton of damage here with those lasers. There's going to be a huge knockup from Ornn. The Brittle goes through on Hunter Wolf Steel. Hunter Wolf Steel is one shot from death. Probably under 20 HP. Is going to survive. Here comes Mel back into the fight as well. There's going to be the ace in the hole. The spell shield going to block it. They're walking into this Dragon. The 5v fight continues. Alistar almost rejoining the fight as well. Fighting for mid-tempo. Fighting for that river control. Jarvan getting back on the map. Clone's going to go forward. And Nico trying to find Joe. Not going to find Joe. Victor down to half health. Nooner down to half health. That Dragon's been started. There's going to be a shot fired from Caitlyn, but it looks like the Dragon's going to go over the Faceless. Are we going to see a fight? There goes the Pop Blossom. It finds 4 of them. THQ going to be trying to find anything in the back, but Mel finds a double kill. Can they clean this fight up? That's the question. 50cal is staying on top of Hunter Wolf Steel. Is able to find him. Good fight. Joe going to go down to Marzian. Nobody on Marzian. THQ going to run. Can he hit the bomb plant? No, he gets stunned right before. It's an ace for Conduit Esports.
And that's a Quadra, I believe, as well for the Mels. So Jed trying their very best over this wall to try and inflict as much damage as they can. As soon as it went, they kind of panicked for a second. But Zintera, with a massive Nico ult, manages to stun 4. And then the damage is just free as Mel is able to pick off targets one by one. It gets a little bit close here, but thanks to that execute that Mel has in their kit, that's the triple. Sets themselves up, and Nooner perfectly timed stun to stop that one coming through. Quadra kill in the end for this Mel. Now 7-2-1, working towards their strongest point in the game, which is just having a second mask, a Scenting Haunting guys, and a Blackfire, which means Mel is now nearly full build.
The question is, though, when you have one person really fed, is if they go down, you probably lose the fight, but they're so strong, how are they ever going to go down? Jed going to be completely caught here right now by 50cal Taco, and a beautifully placed pillar. He isn't going to be able to get on top of Zintera, but it is a kill back over in FLS's favor. FLS right now down 2,500 gold. Not a monumental gold gap, but definitely a sizable one. And that gold gap being almost entirely on Mel is huge. Pop Blossom going to go through, but the spell shield not going to be able to block it. She is able to break it, but good boy Joe doing enough damage to try to take the fight to them. Can Joe find it? The tower going to keep Zentheria alive. Oh, wait, 50cal Taco going to find another pillar. 50cal Taco is the GOAT of junglers in Vanquisher tonight. He is making all the plays for Faceless, keeping them in this game almost single-handedly.
Yeah, 50cal Taco has been putting on an absolute clinic so far in terms of just being in the right places at the right time. 3-1-3. But on the other side of things, we have a 2-1-10 Hunter Wolf Steel on this Jarvan. And that is doing insane work for the side of Conduit as well. So Mel and Jarvan versus what is Trundle versus Victor. So as much as I do like to talk about bot lane, the bot lanes are not that important right now. It is all this mid jungle tempo and how well they can work together, as we still have a little bit of time, a couple more towers, bit of a lull period here, but it looks like an aggressive play coming out from Conduit on the invade.
Yeah, Conduit going to be finding that red buff really quickly as they're rotating around to maybe get out of a fight here. 50cal tried to find the pillar, and Mel isn't going to be able to as they all take the killing back to safety. We do see Jarvan walking over to that top lane, trying to help take that tower with Caitlyn. Giddy Boy Joe trying to clear some vision. It's a little bit of a calm right before a fight might break out. That Rift Arrow is going to be dropped. We see almost all of Faceless rotating to that top side. Renekton even starting to come over, thinking something's going to break out here.
Ooh, Trundle pillar. Stops the
Pillar
charge
actually
coming
gonna
through.
stop the charge. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I didn't know that interaction existed.
There's multiple champions that can do it. Ornn being one of them, can stop it with his tiny little pillar. Trundle's pillar can do it. Anivia can do it. Jarvan can do it with a Cataclysm. So there's a couple of choices there if you ever wanted to stop it. But yeah, very, very good usage there coming out from 50 Gal Taco. Good knowledge coming out. Anyone that's above Platinum in ELO should be able to figure that one out, Romeo.
Okay. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Yeah, because you're not getting out of Plat. I missed you, buddy.
Moment of silence for my Elo. Tower right now being infiltrated by 3 of them, as Hunter Wolf's still going to help take the top T1 turret. We do see 3 members of Faceless there to defend it, but not going to electric fight. Dragon going to be up in 48 seconds here.
Yeah, and that is the next big objective for both teams, is they want to take that Dragon Point lead. They want to go up in their series. They want to be Lakers in 4. They want to be able to set themselves up nicely for this one. And Conduit, with all the advantages they currently have in terms of map pressure, they need to reset all their lanes, get a good reset off, which they've done. But they need to get the power back in those lanes. They need to get those lanes pushing for them. And right now it looks like they're just overloading the mid lane.
Kind of just pulling the death ball strat, classic solo queue strat, where you just everyone group up together and see what you can find. We do see on the other side Faceless trying to match that T1 top take, willing to give Dragon for it at the moment, as we see 3 members of Conduit Esports, 4 members of Conduit Esports gathering around that Dragon, going to find the second Dragon of the match. We see them trying to push the mid wave, trying to find anything they can to get a little bit of something extra for that Dragon. We have a little bit of an overload coming on the top side now with Trundle, Alistar, and Sivir all there against the Renekton. T2 going to be taken fairly quickly. It's just classic Trundle, right? You just smash your pillar into that tower. Meanwhile, Ornn might be a little overextended, trying to dash away from Jett and Merzian. Fight taking place in the river with Victor, who's going to come help protect his Ornn. Flash forward, W coming from Merzian, but he's going to be found in the gravity field. There's going to be the brittle, but the reflect goes through. Jarvan now on top of Ornn. Ornn taking so much damage. Call the Fortune Guard not going to go off, but here the rest of his team. The rest of the team running forward, but there's the TP from Nunes as well. Subjugate being used on Jett, going to cause Trundle to instantly go down. We were talking to use Subjugate on. Meanwhile, THK is able to find Merzian. The gravity field going to stop them from getting on Alistar. It's a 3-for-1 trade, and they're going to lose a turret.
And I know that Jett is feeling themselves right now after that one, because they were in the most unfortunate position and they were just getting wailed on, flashed out, managed to kite away the Sivir, and then turn back into the fight, do their damage, turn with the ult, kill the Sivir, and rejoin the fight. Just, they have to be feeling themselves after that one. But once again, great work coming through from the rest of Conduit after we did see Marzian fall. So even though that hyper scale super carry with all the kills did go down, the rest of them managed to push off the remaining members of FLS, win the fight, take Atakan. They might lose their mid tower, but they've gotten enough from that one.
Yeah, and now we're seeing the lead get extended further and further. I think Faceless has done a good job of using macro to try and keep the game alive. Like, I think a lot of teams would be down a significant amount more, but they are good at finding what objectives they can take when they're losing. But that fight did a lot of damage to them. The Subjugate going out on Jett was an interesting choice,
I don't think it's ever a terrible idea to reduce someone's stats. Now, you might not get as many stats from a weakened target that doesn't build armor or magic resist, but you're still making them weaker. You know what I mean? Like, you're still making them squishier.
I agree with that, but with all the targets around him, I feel like he died so quick, not stealing like a Renekton stats or Jarvan stats.
But it's all base stats, you know?
If you're going to go for something squishy, though, you could go for like a Mel. I feel like
you
Mel
could. Well, you have to remember that like no one's actually building heavy tank stats right now. So like your options are Jarvan, who has not even completed boots, a Renekton that's only completed plated, and a null magic mantle. So like your options on gaining stats are actually still quite low. So you may as well just try kill whatever's in front of you.
Yeah, okay, that's fair to some extent. I think Jett just also had a really good get. I feel like sometimes when you see some good like Caitlyn getaways, it's really impressive, and I think that's kind of what we've seen there as well. It is once again that Chemtech soul we have in this game. Do we think Conduit Esports is going to have an easy time claiming that Chemtech, or do we think there's something Faceless can do right? to try and get some dragons back.
I think FLS still have a lot to play with. They still have the Trundle, they still have the Victor, and we are starting to get towards those Ornn items. So we'll start to see the Ornn start to dish out those items, set up the rest of the team. And yeah, I think there's still opportunities for them, but they're dwindling. That, like, the percentage is obviously going in Conduit's favor every couple of seconds and minutes that go by. So they have to find something fast. They have to find an avenue for success, and having Victor now completed the Rod of Ages, has the Liandry's Torment. Like, we're going towards like heavier items now. We're getting the Seeker's Armguard to help keep them alive. They're doing really, really well, but we do have a Knight's Vow coming through as well from Trundle, which is an interesting one. It's not uncommon though. I'm sure Romeo has played a champion and went, I just need to play for my team, and either a Locket or a Knight's Vow.
Is that Knight's Vow on Victor or is it on Sivir? Is my only question. I imagine Victor?
I'd say Victor. I'd say you're going to be closer to Victor as Trundle as you go around.
Yeah, I think that would make more sense. It is on Victor, okay. I think that makes sense to me. I think THQ's been doing a lot of work in these fights. I think he's one of their prime players. A big fight breaking out right now. Ace in the hole going to go through right immediately. 50 cal Taco going down. There's going to be the call to Forge God. It misses because of a stun. And just like that, the entire team is falling apart. Funky Boy Joe going to be the next to fall, followed by Brother Joe. And it's just THQ who's alive.
Goofy Boy, Funky Boy, and Giddy Boy all fall. All three of the Joe triplets have fallen. And 50 cal Taco, regardless of that extra bit of healing, just gets popped from multiple people slamming with ults. So the Mel ult, the Caitlyn ult, and the slide through from Jarvan, risking their life, getting the Cataclysm, the Sundering Sky proc, and then flashing out to escape as Nooner finally joins. Mel being able to clean up now as they have their tanks in the mess. And look, at THB, they're trying their very best to get away, but the rest of your team is dead. Like, you might walk out of this one, but not with any friends.
Such a nice pop blossom, too, there from Zinthera. They're going to be able to claim the Dragon off that in an even bigger gold league, up 5,000 gold. And now we see the reverse. Faceless is kind of in a situation right now where they need Conduit to make a mistake that will give them some more time to buy some items. Otherwise, this game is really dire.
Do you remember when Jinx got that double shutdown and the entire game turned on its head?
Yep.
Yeah, they need something like that, but they need THB to get a double shutdown, complete Zhonya's and Rabadon's. Like, they do have that Ornn item.
Have a quadra. Win a fight, get a quadra on all the people with bounties. Then you'll be back in the game.
I'd agree with that if Margin already didn't get a quadra this game.
His wasn't a bounty-covered quadra, though.
No, but it was a pretty one.
Oh, yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful on your favorite champion.
Yeah, my favorite champion. But as we do look back towards the rest of the game now, we're starting to look over the map. We do see that the vision is so heavily in favor of Conduit right now that they have free roam. They can see everything before FLS even have an idea of where they might be. Their vision control is across the river. There is not a single red ward crossing that river, and even at the edges of their jungle, they are blind.
Yeah, it's a lot of darkness surrounding the map right now for Faceless. They're just kind of playing in Conduit's world and hoping to find any assets they can steal. Giddy Boy Joe going to be looking for something, but the entire team behind Jarvan, and he may know that, may not. Like, there is no vision to tell anything at the moment. You're just kind of playing off guesses. Baron's up. I want to see Conduit to start. Honestly, just rip it.
I think genuinely they could. I do think they have the damage for this.
The cataclysm on Giddy Boy Joe. Pop Blossom. Bye-bye. 50 cal is going to flash and run away as we can't call. The Forge God is going to be reflected. Oh, God. Marzian, he's going to find Sivir. There's going to be a big Arcane Storm, though. It does turn it around a little bit. Big Gravity Field as well. THB trying to get as much damage off as he can. He does find Jarvan. That's going to put a damper on things.
Yeah, it does slow it down. Jungler for ADC in the end. Hunterable Steel does fall and give over a bounty, but we did see the Lila Victor moment of it got bigger and everyone got scared, and Jed and Zinthera immediately got split from the rest of the team. So it did set them back as 50 cal Taco sending out the pillar, trying to find Margin. They're getting this wave cleared, but do they have the power to keep going on this? I don't think they do.
No, I think it's a reset, lick your wounds, get back on map. Maybe try to prioritize Baron again. You definitely have the gold in your favor. I think we just need to be a little bit more careful and have them walk into us rather than trying to walk into them. I feel like walking into Victor has been the one thing that's been bringing fight's any chance on Faceless, if you're forcing the Victor to walk into you, nothing's happening.
Yeah, nothing is happening, and everything will go calm for the moment. We will see junglers return to their favorite thing, which is just clearing camps.
It's
Nooner's
so
going to hop over a wall. It is until you look to your lanes and people are screaming for help.
Oh yeah. It does look like Conduit Esports is just going to be prioritizing that dragon, although I guess they are starting to move over to Baron. It is a minute and 40. They can try to take it before 2 objectives are on the map, which I think I prefer.
Yeah, I think it's a better idea to take your time with this one now and just kind of go objective to objective. Wait for the picks. You have that 3-item Caitlyn, which will be able to do a lot of damage if left untouched in the back. And right now their backline access isn't incredible. They need a good Ornn to follow up with a Trundle, and maybe Victor maybe get a laser off onto the back, but even then that's difficult because Sivir can't cut through that front line as quick as they want without that LDR. So it looks like they're going to rip it.
They do, of course, have the ornaments ready to go on Victor and Sivir, which is nice for them. Wow! Really? We just walked away and gave position immediately. We are going to find the root and Pop Blossom on 50 cal Taco, though. That might have been a huge play. 50 cal on the run, but he's not going to be able to run very far in a Cataclysm. He goes down immediately. Jarvan traded right away. Still some pretty full health bars on FLS. Nooner being chunked huge. Merzion took a huge laser in that fight. Forced to run away. There is the shutdown on Nooner. Goes over to THQ, and just like that, Faceless is the ones walking into that bottom river.
Yeah, and once again, it comes down to that Victor damage is coming over the top. They get off of this Baron. They've taken their resistances. They try to pick up a few of those. Margin wants to stay full HP for this, and they decide, you know what, we'll have a quick look. The flag comes through. 50 cal Taco does get caught, and the turnaround here is great. Santera goes forward, gets just a 1 though, as the rest of them manage to step back. Look at this Victor. Separates Jed, separates Santera, and then from this point on, 50 cal Taco may go down, but you've got 4 people hitting 1 target, and it just gets easier and easier as Nooner is now left out to dry, goes down, dead. Flash was used, but doesn't get enough off of it. And look how tanky Ornn was, just standing there, menacingly.
Yeah, and at this point, FLS looking like they've scaled pretty hard. The fights are always going to still lean, I think, right now, a little bit more in favor. I think I was surprised they gave up river control so easy. Only thing I would say about that fight. And then, of course, I think Faceless did a great job on playing on the edge of Pop Blossom. I think that was really well done. Just make it only 1 stun. But I am surprised they gave up that river control off of, like, 1 laser going. I get they were trying to keep their health bars full, but I think giving up that river control is what made that.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. Santera's just going for it, and they landed absolutely nothing.
Goofy boy Joe, though, going to overstep a little bit. Here's going to come Jarvan, but with no Cataclysm. Not going to be able to find what he was looking for. Cataclysm just coming back up now. We have Dragon over on FLS. We still have the Baron up right now. With your Conduit, what are you trying to do here, Sater? What's the way to close the game?
That's put worry into me. That last fight has made me like double think, how strong are we actually in these moments? Did we mess up something? Like, we need to finish that LDR on Caitlyn to be able to get through those tanks. We need to be able to get more damage just coming out of that Mel and keeping them alive and making sure they're hitting priority targets and not just Ornn. Oh, 50 cal Taco has no care nor what for their health, as they will just walk into these things because they're a Trundle. Who cares?
Yeah, and Trundle already just taking those wards, walking into the Baron pit, and they're saying, come at us. We're down to take this fight to you. They've turned the game on the head. What should have been a smash victory for Conduit has now turned into a very even match state. We're going to see Funky Boy Joe goes for the call. The Forge God forces the flash out of Jet. It's a big flash to force out. You're down a very strong ultimate, but at the same time, you are looking really, really good.
Very, very good here. There's a world now where it just explodes. Everything's just going to explode.
We're going to see Hunter Wolfsteal get completely knocked out by that Alistar. The TP, though, is coming right now. Nooner going to show up. Alistar caught a bit. Hunter Wolfsteal going to force everyone to flash out of Cataclysm. They're still playing as 4 together. Ornn not at the fight. Does not have TP. Is in the bot lane. Alistar chunked. Going to be forced to run away. And now Baron started here from Conduit Esports misery. They are trying to make Faceless suffer if they can. 50 cal stepping in, trying to force them off of it. Zintheria going to miss the stun. Baron now dropped to 5,000. There's going to be the Pop Blossom going through. Does find it, but only on 50 cal. Lasers being sent right now from THQ. There's going to be the stun. Nooner's going in. It's going to be a smite battle. It is Renekton who finds it. That means Conduit Esports going to find the Baron, but Hunter will steal. Going to go down. Nooner going to be caught as well from Gideon 50 cal. All three of them running to the top lane. It is THQ. It is Goofy Joe. It is Boy Joe. They're going on the clone. Two of them are able to get away, but the Call of Fortune gone. Marty, the big target you want is still there. The reflect going to go through. Can they find a kill to return it around? They can't. The shutdown goes over to Ornn. It's 3 for Baron for Faceless.
Yeah, that's... Everything is just blowing up very, very quickly. And I don't think either team feels 100% comfortable in what they're calling. And it is just, you can see it like tearing them apart, because every single time you think that's the right play, it blows them in their face. Like Baron, yes, they get it, but...
Oh, Terra may have went a little deep. Going to be forced to go golden here. Tried to find something. Pop Blossom not even going to go through, as Funky Boy Joe finds Terra on a very interesting play.
They're trying their very best to try and stop whatever was going to happen next and not lose their tower, as we're going to see the ace in the hole also get stopped by that spell shield. But let's go back and have a look at this, because they're not in a great position here. We can see Hunter Will Steal is also very, very low. So yes, they get a single knock-up onto the jungler. Hunter Will Steal, just continue to hit the Baron. Don't worry about the fight. Don't worry about any of that. But they do. They try to get it. It ends up getting picked up by Nooner, which is fine. But it just felt like that last EQ you used was not needed. You could have maybe survived that one. As 50 cal and Good Boy Joe do their very best here. Finish up Nooner. Go on. Go on. Yep. Just a long day in the office. A very long day. It's one crocodile. They would not last in Florida.
Two Florida men versus one croc.
Yeah, this just didn't work out for them at all. That was awful. Like the worst thing is I don't feel like I can make those jokes because I'm from Ireland and like I don't understand how Florida is, but I've heard enough stories. Okay, enough Florida men in my news.
I think you're pretty on the nose. Dragging gonna be started here. FLS trying to stop them from getting soul again. They just chunk it so quickly. No steal gonna go through. It's going to go over to Faces, but a fight gonna start. Here comes Call of the Forge God. Here comes a big Pop Blossom. Finds 5 targets. Call of the Forge God gonna miss. He does kill Nico right away though. Hunter will steal down to a very small tick of HP, and it still is Faceless who turns this fight around. They have scaled, and they are running down the final boss, Marzian, as Baron gonna be entirely lost from Conduit besides Jed. Marzian able to turn it around, finds a double kill, but that's all they're going to find is 50 cal now running at Jed. Can he find Jed before Jed can get back? The trap's going to go through. Jed's going to pop that barrier, and is going to get 50 cal to run away for now until the reinforcements come. Oh, wait, 50 cal.
Until reinforcements come. When will they arrive? That is the main question we have here, but as we have a return to
50
live.
cal went down immediately as we tried to go to that replay. He just decided to tower dive the Caitlyn, and my brain is very confused by what's going on in this match now. I feel like we've seen, like, in the last 10 minutes, so many people just going for hero plays out of nowhere.
It is, like, the worst thing is like, everyone knows that it's every man for themselves at this stage. Everyone is just so worried about what's going to happen next. That is going to be, we have to make a play. We have to do something. Just dive it. Go, go, go. We could win. And then they don't. They're like, okay, everyone reset. It happens every single time. And everyone gets very, very scared in these moments. But as look, we go back. We have a look at this. Drake's there. Everything's fine. Yep, yeah, hit the Drake. Hit the Drake. Yeah, we can get this. Don't have to worry about it. And yeah, they get it. Look at that Pop Blossom. The setup is perfect. The Ornn comes through, immediately we see Zintheria go down, which is a big part of their CC. Marzian is doing a ton of work here, but it's only on the tanks. It's Alistar and Ornn that they're hitting, while the rest of their team is just bullying the Crocodile. They're showing them how to actually deal with Florida Gators. Like, your ult it's wonderful and all, but you're not an Ornn Nooner. You are a bruiser, you are not a tank, and from there it just gets a little bit messier. They're able to get the ace. If the Trundle could have killed it, but it couldn't. So it looks very messy when they could have just turned and got all of their waves in order, got a good reset off after a really good fight.
And it's at this point you really have to be worried for Conduit, right? Like, they might have had the advantage early game, but like we said, if they don't keep extending
the advantage,
lead,
they had the game.
And they didn't extend the lead, and now it's just entirely in Faceless's pocket right now. They're so scaled. They have champions like Victor. They have champions like Sivir. They're doing more damage than Conduit, and really all Conduit has is that Mel. They have Mel and a Dream. And, like, yes, Caitlyn does damage, but not compared to Victor Sivir right now.
I would say probably that if Caitlyn has a trap down and someone steps on it, they will do more than Sivir. Like, that one trap will do more than Sivir will in total. Genuinely. Like, Caitlyn is terrifying with 4 items, and it's only going to get worse. But there's still a lot more that needs to be done. I'm going to also say that one really loud for everyone.
Going to be hopped on. They are able to get the blast cone out. The gold gap is even. It was 5K in Conduit's favor. Keep that in mind. 5,000 gold in Conduit's favor, and they have been on soul point for the last 15 minutes. Next dragon is going to be soul, but Baron up in 20 seconds. That's the objective right now. Everyone is prioritizing. The only one not here at the moment, Ornn, who's fixing some waves, bot, needs to get here soon if a fight breaks out. Jed going to do so much damage to Goofy. Like you were saying, there it is. If they can find the ace in the hole, it'd be huge, but the spell shield, of course, is available. Back starting to be taken. Dragon in a minute. They have the choice to either rip Baron or start setting up Dragon. What do you think they should do?
I think they should... Soul is good. Baron can end games just through pressure. You don't have wave clear. Baron can end it right here, right now. THB is in the area, will drop some lasers, will drop some ults. Here comes the TPs, here comes the entire team. This is the fight, Romeo. Have fun.
There's the 5v5. Cataclysm gonna go for it on THQ, with THQ able to flash out. There's the Arcane Storm on Hunter Wolf. Pop block him, is going to find 4. Marzion finds Alistar, but now they're on top of Marzion. Marzion's gonna go down. Hunter Wolf's gonna be forced to use their resurrect. Zentera had 50 cal on top of them. Nooner gonna go into the backline. Isn't gonna find anything. Everyone's trying to run right now from Conduit to keep the game alive, but Jetty gonna be flashed through the wall. Hunter Wolf's field now pinned down. There's gonna be the double kill over to Goofy, as it's just Zed and Zentheria. Zentheria gonna be able to stun and get away. Caitlyn trying to hide in that bush is going to be able to find the recall. But it's a big fight for Faceless as they start this Baron up.
Yeah, that was a moment. A moment for sure that we'll have to remember for the foreseeable future, as just the way it started looked so good. The Cataclysm was good. Synthera was there, but the damage just wasn't. They can't get onto key targets. Victor is just too far back. Sivir is just too well protected, and FLS just look like they're unstoppable in even or ahead situations. Like, they're ahead right here. They know they have the advantage. So Lilao steps up, goes, okay, this fight is starting. I'm leaving. Flashes out. Continues to put some lasers in, but look at the positioning where the carries are. One carries top, one carries bottom. They're so far away from each other that you can't focus both of them. While on the other side, Jed is off by themselves. They've already lost the Mel, and they don't even have to walk towards Jed. They're just going one by one, pick a target. Okay, well, Jarvan's gone. Let's go towards Jed. Okay, Jed is gone. Back towards Hunter. It's too easy for them to continue to pick targets when they know they can deal with them.
Yeah.
They've got a little escape.
It's just the comfort of knowing you're protected from your team and that you damage, that it's really hard for Conduit to really break down those walls, right? They're not getting people onto the backline, and it feels like they don't do enough damage to front to back it. And it's going to be even harder because off camera, Faceless was able to claim Soul for free after that fight. They have Soul, they have a gold advantage, they have a scaled team comp, they have ornaments. There's really not much more they can get, so that's the good news. They're not really getting any stronger.
Kind of.
I mean, Victor and Sivir have an item left, but like, they're not getting much stronger. That's the good news. The bad news is you haven't been able to deal with them for the last 15.
Yeah, there's still a couple of things that they need to get done. That's for sure. But there's also the case of, oh my god, we're all dead.
Marzion gonna be the first one to go down in a fight, and that's spelling disaster from Conduit. Your damage is gone. It is Caitlyn trying to keep it alive. Hunter Wolf's still gonna dive in, doesn't even get the Cataclysm. Goes down immediately after that. T3 turret is going to fall immediately, and it looks like this might just be game for Faceless. Being able to pick off Marzion like that when it's your only hope in any of these fights is not the way you want to go for a last stand. Just the Nexus turret's going to be up. as we see how much damage Victor can do with his auto attacks, and a Trundle who is just peeling the entire enemy team off. Next is going to be exposed, and that is going to be game 2, going over to Faceless Insomnia.
Yeah, that's going to be game. That's going to be all she wrote for game 2, as it is. That one's going to hurt. That one's going to affect the mental, and Conduit, that game is going to ruin them because they had such great advantages. They had set themselves up so early and so well to take the series, take that game and bring us to a game 3 and really show them what they can do. But it just felt like it fell apart the longer it went. We talked about the scaling factor of the Victor, the Sivir, Ornn items coming through, and I think 50 cal with that Trundle change into the Knight's Vow was a really, really good choice, because it just allowed Trundle to help out their team more, because they weren't getting to key targets. So they said, you know what, I'll ult someone, Knight's Vow will keep me alive because you'll do damage, I'll get my healing back when things die anyway, I'll just be a tank. So it worked out really, really well for them. And Conduit, as much as Mel is an absolutely silly champion, like silly champion, it didn't have enough backup damage. Like there just wasn't enough helping Merzion to really infect those fights with damage.
It really kind of felt like it was Merzion against the world in those fights. And I think Zinthera, to give credit to, outside of that one really bad pick that happened to them, their Pop Blossoms were finding the targets. They were finding 4-man Pop Blossoms, 5-man Pop Blossoms. There were times they were finding both Sivir and Victor in the Pop Blossoms, but there was no damage to follow up outside of Marzion. Whereas, had they had been trying to find these fights a little bit earlier, which they did for a little bit, but then it felt like they kind of took their foot off the gas after one bad fight. They really pulled back when what they needed to do was keep pushing ahead, and just kind of bled out from there, because the longer the game went on, the better Faceless was going to do.
Yeah, I felt like things fell apart really, really quickly for them, and I did like their change into trying to play early game and getting aggressive. I just want to see maybe a little bit more of that coming into the next set. But for now, we will be going to a quick break so we get ready for game 3. So please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back as we get ready for Game 3 of Faceless Insomnia against Conduit Esports Misery. They are currently one game away from advancing in the playoffs right now. Conduit Esports Misery need a reverse sweep or their season ends here.
Yeah, reverse sweeps are something that I'm hoping for in a couple of other series as well, as we do have updates from the rest of them, as Surely Not Akuma and Summit Esports Phoenix are tied 1-1 for the moment, as Neogen Xenos have taken game 1 against Phantom Troop Hisoka. We are currently watching FLS versus CEM with a 2-0 lead for FLS, but the Holy Church of Seder are down 2 games against Iceborne Black, the second best team from Group B. So it has been a bit of a messy one so far in playoffs, as Romeo is really enjoying Justin Bieber's new album. I can see him dancing
heard it was a banger, but I haven't heard it.
No, it is actually a banger. It's genuinely really
I heard
good.
it's really good. I should listen to it at some point. I'm just gonna vibing to life right now as we get ready for Game 3. I'm excited to see what gets mounted, but I'm worried for Conduit because they found an early game advantage on a team that can do that.
You fix that hair, please, because as you're moving, it's bouncing.
That's the point. It's my look. It dances
like an
with
alfalfa.
me. It dances with me, Seder. It's my friend, because you won't dance with me.
No,
so I need the hair too.
I can't, because I've got the dad hands going. Like, you know, I've got the father genes, so I can't do that. But regardless, what are you looking forward to seeing coming into the next set of drafts? Because a lot of the premier picks are gone. We're running out of ADCs.
I want Conduit Esports to pick Extreme Comfort and see what happens. I literally want to slam our mains, don't care if it works together, and see if we can pull a fast one. We need momentum back, and we need to not make tilt plays, because there were definitely a couple tilt plays where we've seen people get caught out. And I think we're seeing a lot of fear in fighting. And I know this is a horrible idea to just slam what you're good at and go, but I want them to just slam what they're comfortable on and go.
Okay, that's one way of doing it, I think. I do think that their issue more comes from their ability to move around the map. So I would like them to... I know TF has been nerfed, but it is still a very strong pick at roaming. So maybe take something that can move. The other one is maybe Ahri, TF Ahri, or Talia if it's left open. We're not going to see the Pantheon, because that usually gets banned on first rotation from Faceless Insomnia. So I'd like to see them play things that can move around the map, get active on the map.
Okay, Hecarim. We run a Hecarim in the jungle. We run a Talia in the mid lane. We run Quinn in the top lane. We run Bard support, and then we lock in whoever we want as ADC. Thoughts?
None. You've given me nothing.
I gave you ingredients.
You gave me an ingredient for a different section of a meal. So you gave me a part for an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert, and nothing matched in between them. You gave me sorbet, steak, and lettuce.
That could make a meal if you put the lettuce on top of the steak, and then grab another piece of steak and put it on top, and then you just go.
Going back to the draft, we have Azir, Talia, and Hwei with the Pantheon. So no changes so far from either teams. They both have good ideas of what they want going in. They're going to keep the bans the same, which has been probably the most interesting part of Fearless, is that no one changes anything and it all just stays the same. But we will see Okay. I'm trying to think what ADCs are left because I'm looking at the 4 that are gone. It is also 3 o'clock in the morning.
Ashe.
Use the yawning.
We have
Smolder,
Zeri up.
Senna.
We could
Kai'Sa, Varus. The Varus is banned.
we could do Ashe. And hit some cross map crystals.
I don't think that's Jed's style. I don't
Ashe
think
Braum.
that's what Jed wants to play because we saw the Lucian and we saw the Caitlyn. So Ahri, Aurora, that's fine. At least Conduit are going to try and move around the map. It's something I did say that they need to do. TF, Ahri, Aaliyah, something like that.
Dr.
Work with
Mundo
Hunter.
jungle.
Ooh, Nefiri jungle. Okay. So that means they need a heavy health tank top. So they could go Smolder, Karma Smolder, Seraphine Smolder, Volibear.
Volibear flex pick.
Why does no one go for ADCs when they're open like that? When you have barely any ADCs left?
Because all ADCs play the same. There's Kai'Sa. There you go. You got your wish. There's Kai'Sa. You got your
Smolder
ADC.
then. Like, one of these teams has to take Smolder. It is like the best ADC left. Apart from Jhin, but no one plays Jhin in NA. It's just not an NA champion. Yeah, okay, thank God.
Smolder gonna get locked in. Well, I still don't understand how you call these so perfectly all the time.
I watch too much Vanquisher. Plus they have all their OP.GGs. I know what they play.
Just he has 3 monitors on both sides of the team's OP.GG.
I have 4 monitors total. So
You have 4? I mean, I guess I technically have 4, but one of them's a TB and it doesn't work. But
like I have the main monitor where I can see your face and my face and this, and then I have a spreadsheet here for the multi OP.GG and multi OP.GG, and then Discord because we always need Discord.
yes, Discord is the like you get the vertical monitor too.
Yeah, vertical monitor, always vertical, has to be done. So it has to be an enchanter here, and the only thing that I have left for top lane on my list here is Cho'Gath for Nooner.
I could see Cho'Gath being a good isn't Cho'Gath easy to counter though with
They're counter picking it, so if they take something that's like immobile early, something that they can just take advantage of, something that has a weak laning, Cho'Gath can survive then and possibly outscale it.
I love the Amumu jungle pick. Or is that Amumu support? That's Amumu support. Never mind, that's Amumu support. I mean, I just love the Amumu pick because I love watching people cry. But at the same time, I mean, Kai'Sa Amumu is a good combo, right? Like, we like the Kai'Sa Amumu combo.
Yeah, like, no, like, it's actually broken more than people think. It's something that I'm surprised not a lot of people are touching because every single bandage toss supplies a stack for Kai'Sa, so you can Q and then an auto attack from Kai'Sa, and if they're wanting to flash away, Amumu can follow with a second bandage toss, and then Kai'Sa can hit it with a straight W in a perfect world, and that thing is getting chunked immediately. So it is a very, very strong bot side. Malphite can be destroyed by Cho'Gath as well, so yeah, like a Cho'Gath R5 is always going to be really fun because you can either go for the Cho'Gath, but with the Scion gone, the Ornn gone, the Renekton gone, you're not left with a lot of great options, but the other ones would have been Fiora or possibly maybe a Gragas. But there's a lot of AP on that team already, so Cho'Gath would have made more sense, which I do enjoy. Okay.
What team do you like more right now, like comp wise? What are we looking at? What do we think is won this draft?
See, the issue I have with it is Conduit haven't had a really good plan on playing around that top side. So there is going to be a slight delay before we get into the game, so I'm just going to talk during this, so don't worry about it. We're going to fly through. But I'm looking at this and I'm saying that they haven't been playing well around the top side so far with Hunter Wolf Steel, Nooner, and Marzian. And with a hyper-scaling bot lane now into a Kai'Sa Amumu, Nefiri's not going to be able to inflict any damage on that lane. Hunter Wolf Steel cannot go bot. And you're now on red side. You have to play for your top side. You have to play for red camps, while 50 Cal Taco has a lot more options. Malphite has a slow, Aurora has a slow, Amumu has stuns. 50 Cal Taco can go where they want. Hunter Wolf Steel has to focus on top and mid because they need to be able to get Ahri out of that lane, and Nooner needs to get activated so they become a massive Cho'Gath. They haven't been able to do that so far. They haven't played around top lane. Nooner hasn't been getting any help in any of their games, no matter how well they've been doing. On the Renekton, they did quite well. And the Shen game 1, I believe, was it the other pick?
Yes,
no, it was
it was Shen.
No, it was Sion. Sion game 1, wasn't it?
No, Shen was on Conduit. Sion won.
Okay, yeah. Shen, they done quite well on Shen as well. Yeah, it was quite even up and towards the end, but Shen was always good in those fights and appearing in them and getting good taunts off, but it wasn't enough. I think if you gave Nooner a little bit more and tried to activate them, you might see a better side come out from Conduit. I just think that FLS know how to play their fights, and they've set up a comp that's like Malphite goes in, Aurora goes in, Kai'Sa goes in, Amumu goes in, and Volibear can just run around in circles singing the Jungle Book for all he cares, because 50 Cal Taco doesn't need to do that much. It's all on the rest of them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what I have to add to this. I just really like Faceless's comp. I just really like it. I love playing either Volley or the Amumu in that comp. If Kai'Sa is able and Aurora are able to get ahead, they just kind of win. I mean, there is always the thing where if you only have like 2 strong damage dealers, I guess it shut down bot and just really win that bot side of the map. You're gonna be golden, but like, I don't really see it happening with Conduit. I think they've been playing towards the bot side of the map a lot, and even if they get a lead, they haven't extended it very well. Curious what happens now that you have Ahri Smolder, if they're able to play safe, scale it up. What the Neferi's going to do, if the Neferi's going to be able to find good flanks, if the Neferi's going to be able to make a big difference in that jungle. I mean, Hunter Wolf's name has Wolf in it, so I'm really hoping for a good dog pack to come out and really go flying, maybe find some cheeky assassinations in that mid game, try to find some good picks before objectives. I think it'll be hard, though. I really do think it'll be hard for Neferi to find good angles.
I'm looking through the Vanquisher general chat to see if we're getting any updates on things, because I'm just like, please tell me no one's lost yet. Because
how easy do you think it is right now for Neferi to find a pick? Like, because I feel like it's really hard against Amumu, Malphite, Volibear. I feel like it's so hard to play Neferi into it. Like, he's gonna farm well. You can out-farm a Volley for sure, but like, finding those picks, I think you need some really magnificent flanks and some hope that Faceless is not peeling for the mid ADC. And I also feel like it's hard for Neferi to stay on top of her, you know?
Neferi just needs a reset. It's not about getting to a key target, it's about getting a reset. So you can change to a certain target. So like, if if Aurora is available, you hit the Aurora. If Kai'Sa is available, you hit the Kai'Sa. If you don't kill that as a Smolder, Ahri, Seraphine, Neferi, Cho'Gath, if you don't kill the target Neferi kills, your team falls apart. You need that reset to make it work. And that's what they need to be going for. So as I can hear my producer talking to the rest of the team behind me, I know that they're slowly getting into games. So yes, here we go. It's always going to be getting into a pause. These things always happen.
We love pauses. Pauses are huge. Pauses really make League what it is. Unpause. He said unpause, not pause. We should add pauses to solo queue. Thoughts?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I'd love to see just a pure solo queue 5v5 mid right now.
Everyone gets a 5-minute pause in solo queue, and that way if you're about to lose a match, everyone can just click pause for 5 minutes. I think it'd be really fun.
I think 5 minutes per team would be more...
Nah, 5 minutes per player. Nooner, by the way, just got like 9 gold off killing some of the baby wolves. We do see a huge gold gap right now on Nooner. I think he's probably already won his lane. Thoughts?
Despise you as a human sometimes.
Come on! Come on! Oh, wait, Nooner? No! Nooner, look in the bush! Nooner, look in the bush! No!
That is the stealthiest top lane Cho'Gath Void monster I have ever seen. Genuinely, that's impressive.
Imagine, like, the real world of walking into a bush, and all of a sudden, a monster bigger than that bush is in it.
It's just flat. It's just lying down.
Like,
It's just staring at you.
Like, massive champions. Like, how big is a league bush?
Pretty big.
It has to be, right? If you're like a full-length Cho'Gath, I'd love to see a champion that's so big that they stick out of the bush. So if like you just can't use bushes on that champ.
How many stacks Cho'Gath is needed to not fit in the bush?
God, I feel like there's not a number. I feel like as long as the middle of him, but we do see right now it is going to be Marzion taking control of that mid. I feel like it's interesting Marzion versus THU because I feel like THU does better in the team fights and Marzion does better in like the lane and death ball situations.
When's the last time you got your glasses checked?
Last year.
Okay,
It's Marzion, is it not? Marzion?
Marzion, but like it's THBQ. There's a B in there.
Yeah, but the THQ is capitalized, and THQ is the name of a company. So I'm assuming that's kind of the joke.
Sometimes.
THQ Lila?
Layla.
Oh, wait. I mean, bandage tossing on a 50 cal. Jed there as well. 50 cal being forced off his Gromp. The Ignite goes through, is forced to flash. A big invade happening. Meanwhile, the mid laners are coming. A huge fight happening. It's looking like it's on the better side right now for Conduit, but Marzion now here to help. Flash is going forward. Bandage toss going to miss on 50 cal. Charm going to go through onto Jed. Jed's going to find the first blood and they go down immediately to the Smolder. Good boy Joe trying to find more. Can they find Wonderwolf Steel? Flash forward again. There's going to be Volibear calling down the storm, but it is just a 1-1 trade? This is the type of fast-paced action I wanted, but I'm shocked it's only a 1-for-1. Oh, I mean, we're going to have a hard time queuing onto the Wolf as 50 cal going to be able to survive and claim that scuttle. I like that. I like the aggression from Faceless. I love that aggression.
From Conduit, the teams are on opposite sides. Conduit's top laner is Nooner. He's blue side. Just have to swap the top bar at some point. Don't worry about that. But other than that, yeah, they do manage to get a solo kill on the top side. So Nooner actually getting the better of that one with the Malphite. So some great work coming through there as Marzion back on this Aurora is doing okay. They didn't burn their flash, which is great, but a lot more was used by the Ahri in those cases, and they did end up losing their life as well. So Marzion has to be a little bit careful now because of the reset that came through from the Ahri, so they should be looking to back immediately and have to give up a little bit more pressure in this one as, yeah, like Conduit, they done this to me last game where they picked up advantages, they played aggressive, and then the game fell apart. I don't want that to happen again. It's going to hurt my feelings.
No, I don't either. I would really rather see them push it. I'm hoping this game stays in. I mean, that game was intense while they were ahead, but the moment the scaling just took over. I want to see Conduit make up for these mistakes and play aggressive, because I find they are good when they are playing aggressive, but I feel like like you were saying, the confidence thing for Steel, I feel that for the entire team right now, and it makes sense. You're down 2 games at the moment, but you need to play to your strengths, and I feel like their strengths are taking those advantages through a lot of fighting, through a lot of aggression. And meanwhile, I think Faceless are just good at the team fighting and macro control. And how do you upset macro control? You find the advantages in the laning.
Yeah, it is. Faceless are really, really good at laning and really good at moving around the map, as we saw in game 1, but Conduit have changed something in their aggressive calls that have made them better at it. So they've made adaptations so far in their series, and we can see it already coming better for them. They're still failing in those later stages, and the thing that worries me most is the fact that Goofy Boy Joe got the first kill. Smolder got that first advantage. And
no, Kai'Sa got first blood.
I mean, like, Smolder got a kill.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's about to pick up 2 here. Zinthera taking a ton of damage. No flash from the fight earlier. Is going to bandit truck back in. Goofy Boy finds it. Jed finds another one. They are going to find the double kill on to Seraphine. Meanwhile, 50 cal Taco trying to see if he can make anything up for it. Isn't going to be able to dash to the ward and is going to get back under that turret. We might see a dive here. No, Hunter Wolf. Hunter Wolf has all the little baby wolves on him. Is he going to be able to get away? 50 cal is going to go on Jed. Can Jed find the last hit? He does, but it's not going to be enough damage. 50 cal finds Jed, does not find Hunter Wolf. And now I believe we're 2 kills from the bot lane. And Mumu is going to have the extra kill on the side of Conduit. Oh, wait, 50 cal just found Hunter Wolf as well. Now it's 4-4. And now Zinthera back to find 50 cal. The fights right now are so extended that we're seeing the first one dead come back immediately to finish the fight.
Yeah, we do see also in the bot side, both ADCs are now up to 2 kills each. The extra assist now going over to Jed, but also the extra death. It's a pickaxe and 2 longswords, 2 electrics, and a heartbound axe. So advantage now in Kai'Sa's favor in terms of those items. But Smolder, like it's a Smolder. It's going to get. That is a picture of a very angry Smolder. Very angry.
Big teeth too.
Yeah, it's like, did Smolder get a haircut?
I think so.
Yeah, like
looking a little bald up there. Spyro, man, things really went down after Skylanders,
there he is. Yeah, back to normal. I did like the bling he had around the chin there. That like mouse guard. It looked really good.
Very Zon.
Yeah, it really added to it, even though Sion is Noxus. But regardless, I hate you sometimes.
But the mouth guard felt like Zon. No, oh wait, here comes 50 cal.
Ooh, 50 cal
on top of
Paco.
Hunter Wolf. He did steal that. There, he's gonna dash forward with the wolf pack, but it's not gonna be enough. The Hound's Pursuit, oh, never mind, it is. Hound's Pursuit right under tower, and 50 cal picks up volley there. Wait, oh god, Nooner is caught in a rock and hard place.
How's the ult?
He does ult forward. Can he find the return kill on 50 cal? It is gonna be Marzion who finds it. Now they're bouncing between worlds. Funky Boy Joe is trying to walk away, but the Bandit Toss does go forward. It's still only level 5 of Mumu. We don't have the Curse of the Shad Mummy up yet. Both flashes coming through. There's Funky Boy who's able to get to that tri-bush, and with that knock-up, oh, Flash Bandage Toss misses! Flash Bandage Toss misses! I know the pain of an Amumu when you flash Bandage Toss and then watch your world fall apart.
I've seen you do that in one of your scrims. It was absolutely fantastic, because I literally went over it with you and said, why did you even flash? You could have just walked. And you went, oh yeah.
Jed gonna get tower dived here to shut Seder up about my Amumu play. Good boy Joe gonna go. A beautiful flash from Jed, but I don't think it's going to matter. He does find Good boy Joe under tower. And oh! The return kill.
Didn't reset.
The return kill from Jed.
Tower resets take a lot longer now than they used to before. People have to remember that, but it is going to be a 1-4-1 trade as Nooner is now in this bot side, as he does not have ult. So I think that Goofy Boy or Giddy Boy, there's Goofy, Funky, and Giddy. It's like
Goofy, Funky, and Giddy. It's
yeah.
Honestly, the Joe trio I think is some of the most iconic in this league. I love having 3 Joes to talk about.
See, we had that in Ireland for a while with the Disco crew. We had Disco Zoink, Disco Dano, and Disco Dakin. The Disco crew were great because they were all absolutely cracked players that play the worst champions like Jingle. You ever seen a Jin Jungle?
Jin Jungle? I don't want to see a Jin Jungle.
You ever seen a Jin Jungle go 10-0 and win a game solo?
I don't believe that's real.
Yeah, Disco Dakin is a different form of beast. But yeah, I do love when teams kind of come together to add those names in, as we do see a swap for Nooner to mid now. Nooner's going to every lane and visiting.
The idea of Zyro Jungle. Nooner's definitely just bouncing around the map right now. I think he's kind of just letting Aurora take the farms in any lane and getting ready to like hit that ultimate on anything he can, which I kind of love. I kind of love.
You know what I think? I think Nooner's like that uncle that doesn't have anywhere to go for eat, and he's just checking all of the auntie's houses.
He just really wants a good turkey, and I think that's fair. Goofy Boy stacking quite well.
Yeah, 87 stacks at this stage is really, really good for Smolder, but we have to remember how many fights have been happening around that bot lane for Goofy Boy Joe.
Gonna go forward onto Hunter. Wolf Steel is able to find the stun. Bandit Shark's gonna go forward. There's the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Encore gonna go through. Mom gonna come through. Hunter Wolf down to 1 tick of HP is gonna go down to THQ. Shows up. Charm gonna charm Zinthera out of turret. And now it's Goofy Boy Joe who picks up the kill. Jed scared under that tower, but Marzion coming to the rescue. There's gonna be the unstoppable 4. Coming through in Malphite, who is able to find a trio, is able to kill that Seraphine. Goofy Boy Joe is 1v1ing Marzion. Jed coming to help. He's going to fly over that wall, but can we see a nice Kai'Sa W? It is going to hit, but it's not going to do enough damage just yet. Goofy Boy Joe trying to run all the way to that mid lane. Flash is available on Malphite. Is he going to take it? Hiding in that bush. There it goes. There's the flash for it, and Nooner going to claim that kill on Goofy Boy Joe.
But look at all the time that's being given over to Funky Boy Joe in that top side as more plates being taken, waves being consumed, and just having an all-round good time on the Cho'Gath up there, as they are going to continue to scale. So Nooner was in that last fight, did get a big ult off, and they did get some advantages, but they're giving over more time to a champion that I'm not sure if you've seen, but there's some YouTube videos of Cho'Gaths that get a little bit too big and take over entire maps.
Yeah, like a strong Cho'Gath could be insane, for sure. I think the issue I have with Cho'Gath is THQ right now running down Syntheria. He's gonna find the charm on Amumu. Amumu gonna be rooted, and that's gonna be all she wrote for the life of Amumu as Faceless. Gonna find another big pick right after taking that dragon. But as I was saying, I think my issue with Cho'Gath is I feel like he provides that tank toppiness that like does well. But I don't know. I just prefer so many other top laners to him. I think his scaling is nice, but like I'd much rather an Ornn or a Malphite or something like that on my team if I'm a tank top.
Yeah, I don't think you've played with enough Cho'Gaths.
Not enough good Cho'Gaths, no.
As Malphite is perma-charmed.
I also feel like a lot of champions are good at dodging the CC that Cho'Gath emits.
It's a simplistic... Okay, so Smolder just killed Gel.
Yep. In the blink of an eye.
We'll go back to that, as they have completed round 2 of the Smolder updates. They have version 1.2 updated. Which means they now have the splash, which means their stacks are going to be free as the waves crash in, because they can just fire into waves and hit enemy champions.
Oh, Underwolf Steel going to be caught right in between as he goes down to Underwolf Steel, but Marzion between worlds is going to be able to dash out of there. I thought he was going to try to outplay it there. Nooner available with that unstoppable force. Bot side, Goofy Boy Joe is going insane. You were saying the early kills on Smolder were going to matter a lot more. Right now, you're being proved correct.
Sometimes I don't like being proved correct, because I really enjoy Smolder as a champion. I do think that it was about time ADCs got something that scaled like a Smolder, because everyone else gets to scale. I don't know, but Smolder's going through their teenage phase, and they've started listening to My Chemical Romance. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as it happens.
He's sending everyone to the Black Parade.
Yep. That would be a terrifying Smolder skin.
That would be an awesome Smolder skin. Like you get like the black tip wings.
Angsty Smolder, like.
God, we need another emu. I think that would be brilliant.
An emu, like an emo goth line.
Can we get like Hui in that? I feel like Hui would be a good character to have.
Hui base skin.
What about like Jin? I feel like Jin.
Aphelios, come on, he is the original sad boy. It has to be Aphelios. But we already have an ADC, so we need the support is going to be Taric, right? Or Bard.
Bard is way more fun.
Sad saxophone.
Can we get like an emo band? Like something to rival like a pentakill? Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of rivaling pentakill, 50 cal might be the start of a pentakill as Jed trying to get on top of him. Is going to look for the kill. Does find it, but now he's caught in a rock and a hard place. Going to be flashing out, but Goofy Boy Joe just too powerful. THQ, though, going to be deleted. Immediately, Hunterwolf still going to find that shutdown. Goofy Boy Joe on the run from Hunterwolf. Going to take his portal out of there. Marzion trying to run away as he watches the Mumu die. It does a huge chunk of damage, but it's definitely still not enough to fight. Hunter Wolf considering jumping on him if he goes through, but he's going to be spotted out by Good Boy Joe, who decides to stay in that pit. Isn't able to do enough damage with a kill, but as soon as he has those stacks, we are watching so many people who would die if he had a stack.
Yeah, it's still... Oh, it's up to 171. Okay, never mind. He's up to 173 right now, so he is going to unlock that execution probably before 20 minutes, which... For anyone that plays Smolder knows that means the game is over.
Can we see the gold differential right now too between Cho'Gath and Malphite? I'm curious what that's looking like because we've seen Malphite move a lot. Cho'Gath just took that turret in the top side. We see
Goofy Boy.
FLS. Oh, Goofy Boy trying to run. Zinthera is on top of them. Does not have Curse of the Sad Mummy right now as a huge fight is just breaking in the river. Funky trying to knock everyone up, is going to find a huge knock-up. Jed is going to get chomped by that Cho'Gath. Same with Hunter Wolf Steel. Marzion on the runaway, another knock-up. Oh my god, the Cho'Gath is strong. The Cho'Gath found everything he needed to in those fights. And now Faceless has a huge advantage in this game 3, ready to send Conduit Esports misery to their namesake and end their season. This game right now is how it's looking.
Smolder's on 194 stacks. 194.
I feel like Smolder is someone that every time we see, whether he's mid or bot, I feel like we never watch a Smolder lose.
I've definitely seen a Smolder lose. I've definitely seen...
I mean in Vanquisher, how often have we seen a Smolder lose in Vanquisher? I'm curious what the stats would be on that.
We could check the SEMS app. We could check the SEMS app in a little while. But that'll be for end of season
gonna be a charm.
stats.
A huge charm on Xantheria. We do see Marzian, who's able to do enough damage to force Xantheria to use that Curse of the Sad Mummy and get a kill on THQ. Get it in that river. They do have an advantage on Conduit right now in terms of players. The gold cap is entirely onto Faceless Insomnia. Mom gonna be sent in, doesn't hit a lot of targets. He still does not have the execute just yet. Dragon is up. People hovering the dragon. They're saying, walk into us, we'll take the fight. We don't have a TP on Ari if she comes back up.
Nooner ult
Fireballs
available.
being sent from the mouth of Smolder.
Stoppable.
We do see Malphite ready to charge in. Is he going to elect to take it? They need to take it soon before Artie gets back on map. Artie is currently walking the fight, and with those Hex Gates, she's going to be fast. We see a flank angle maybe coming from the Nefiri as they walk a Conduit. Why?
They don't have enough available without Marzion having that ult, without that between worlds. They are just a little bit fearful of that fight going awry. As how are they going to get the Smolder? Only Nooner can do it. Jed maybe, but it's just too much damage. They do get their second Drake, but they do open up the mid tower. But more importantly, that should be just it. Don't fight. Just step away.
Are you actually a fan of the don't fight there?
Don't fight, just stay away. No, the second part, not the first part.
Oh,
the Drake,
no,
100% fight.
The 4v5, you have to pull the trigger, right? You're down. You found the pick. You take the opportunity. Like even if it's a 55-45, it's probably the best opportunity you're going to have for a while. And I feel like this has been a repeated measure of Conduit. We have the advantage. It's like a 60-40 play. We're afraid to take it. And I get it. Usually, you don't take 60-40 plays. But when you need to push an advantage or get back in the game, sometimes those risky plays are what you need to take. I think it's the best shot they're going to get.
Yeah, I feel like Hunter Wolf Steel being as behind as they are right now, they're not comfortable making that call. And that's something that I had to reiterate to you when you asked me to come in and give you a hand with just a couple of tips. One of the most important things you can do is tell your team, I feel strong. Because if you're not feeling confident in yourself right now, but everyone else in your team is like, yeah, we can take this, I feel strong, I'm strong right here, I've got my spike. You can go, okay, well, I can do enough for you to win the fight. And it feels like right now, Hunter Wolf is, maybe he was a shot caller for the team previously, called the engages, and right now is just not feeling comfortable. Is like, I'm 1-5, I've only one item, like 50 cals killed me so many times, and just doesn't feel great about it. And no one else is stepping up saying, yeah, I feel strong, we should take this. And that could just be the difference right here.
And
so execute
is
available.
There's going to be a flash bandage toss. The Curse of Sad Mummy only going to land on Good Boy Joe, but they do not find him. He's able to flash out. Mom does so much damage, and now they're caught in a rock in a hard spot. Marzian going to use Worlds Between, but he's caught right under turret. Two men going to go down. Hunter Wolf Steel on the runaway. Isn't going to get very far as Hound's Pursuit is going to finish off Hunter Wolf Steel. Jed going to get charmed. Bye-bye, Jed. It's a double kill over to 50 cal. It's a double kill over to Goofy, as now they walk the minions in. The Herald's going to spawn as they just charge the mid lane of Conduit Esports is done, and we're watching them. They went for a last-ditch effort there, and I'm sure they're questioning, should we have taken that fight at Dragon, as they watch the Herald hit that T3 turret. Never mind, we're Drift Kings. We're going to knock out the outer tier 2, take another Rift shot, probably for the best. That was some good drifts, for sure, from Nefiri.
Yeah, that is... Also, the Holy Church of Seder have been eliminated. They got trioed.
That's
Let's
a
go back
shocking
to this one.
elimination.
Nooner, 3-man ult.
Nooner going to try to go in, try to find something, but the Seraphine ult is going to keep them away. Funky Boy Joe is going to find Nooner immediately after. We down onto Smolder. This could be a play to take now that Smolder's down, but they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to find it, and it is... Yeah, they get a smolder, but they lose 2 for it, and the setup coming through for Atakan is more than enough right now. There's no Baron for them to even trade off of it. And as they all move towards topside, it's like, this is my farm. No, this is my farm, as Marzian and Jed both go towards it, and they're still arguing about it on the way. They're leaving open their bot side jungle. It's not being protected by anyone. 50 cal Taco will take a red. They'll now go in and take the Atakan. And they might have killed the smolder, but they're losing the game.
Yeah, it's questionable in my head, a lot of stuff Conduit Esports Misery have done, despite them doing... Like, they're an amazing team, but I feel like they have fallen a little bit on their confidence against Faceless, and it's really been costing them in this series. Once again, we're going to look at the drift. Shirogan is in love with the way 50 cal Taco drifted this. We see him. He eyes Taco Bell in the bottom, and he is going to race there for the new Tuesday special. It's Taco Tuesday, and that rift is going to knock the turret down.
Oh my god, that Cho'Gath survived for so long. The entire time you were explaining about that drift, the Cho'Gath was living. Was just alive while 4 people surrounded him.
The T3 turret in the time it took them to kill Cho'Gath. Tip.
And you were like, oh, I prefer other tanks. I prefer other tanks. Other tanks are slightly better, and Cho'Gath standing there tanking 4 members of the enemy team. Go and fight me, bro.
Okay, you leave Shen alone in that top. Who left Cho'Gath alone in that top lane, and tell me what happened. The same thing.
No, because Shen would have been obliterated.
Okay, Malphite.
Look at this Malphite, obliterated.
This Malphite left the entire top lane to Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
He said, peace, I'm out.
Yeah, like there's nothing scarier than something that just heals permanently. Swain, terrifying champion. Absolutely terrifying. Heal cut is so important. And look, they don't have anything that like affects, like Kraken does a little bit of true damage, sure, but Kai'Sa needs to be pumping auto attacks in, and then no one else has any dots and no percentages, and Nooner is going to...
Funky Boy Joe, single-handedly keeping 4 of them away from Dragon. Nooner is going to find the unstoppable. He does hop on top of the Giddy Boys and the Goofy Boys, but it doesn't matter. Smolder doing too much damage, Ari doing too much damage, the Encore still available from Giddy Boy Joe. We're just watching the entire collapse of Conduit Esports, as it is Jet against THQ. THQ gonna go golden just to make sure he stays alive, and Goofy Boy finds the execute. And that, I think, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be why Conduit Esports lives in misery. The Imagine Dragons song playing in all of their ears as they watch Funky Boy Joe take their inhib, the TP come through from THQ, as they have to watch the slow dismantling of their base into the end of Conduit Esports Misery season, and Faceless Insomnia making the case on why they could go all the way. We're going to see one final stand right now from Conduit Esports. The Encore goes through, the World's End goes through. Marzian trying to do anything, he's trying to force them off, but Goofy Boy Joe just doing too much damage all around. Jed gonna come back out, maybe one more death from him. The stat pads are going crazy. The Nexus about to be exposed. Wow, the wave's not there. They're trying. They're really trying a last stand here. I'm shocked that this game didn't just end.
Yeah, you feel like it should have ended at that point, and to be honest, I think maybe Conduit should have went, okay, we'll let this one go. It was a quarterfinals run for Conduit being the only team from their org to get that far, I believe. I'm not too sure about the rest of the leagues, but Conduit, they're an org that's rebuilding after what was a tough period, as Goofy Boy Joe will...
50 cal gonna go on Jed. There's gonna be Giddy Boy Joe, who's able to find Hunter Wolf Steel. Marzian gonna be caught out as well. Here comes the bandage toss forward for a movement, but there's just no damage. There's no damage to follow it up as we watch Goofy Boy Joe play Smolder. Zinthera just knows he's gone. He's left the game.
Yeah,
I think Conduit Esports is a really
we always tell Loki
case.
that like Kai'Sa's it's fun to see, but it just doesn't work when you have a Smolder on the enemy team. I'm very sorry, Loki, but Kai'Sa ain't the pick. Kai'Sa ain't it.
That's gonna be it. Faceless now exposing the Nexus. We see Zinthera has reconnected, but it does not matter as the Chomp's gonna go onto that Malphite, and the Nexus is taken, meaning Faceless Insomnia is going to the semifinals. Please pop the Nexus so this is less awkward. Please.
Yeah, I'm letting you sit in this.
Please. Faceless Insomnia is going to the semifinals.
Yeah, no, that was from across the games. It was really, really good work. 50 50 Cal Taco deserves a lot of credit for the different styles they played in every single game as well. They really took on this kind of like I can play anything style coming through, and it was very good to see. Very, very strong. Big shout out as well to the Silas in game 1, Smolder game 3, and I think overall it was just they're way too comfortable in these situations, and I don't think Conduit brought anything that really put the fear into them. They didn't bring anything that scared them in any of the lanes, and they just didn't have that kind of killer instinct in those moments. You brought it up multiple times that there was 4v5s or 60-40 plays, and they just didn't go for it. And yeah, it's a bit of a somber one because I do like seeing Conduit. I do think they're one of the good orgs, and they seem to treat everyone well. But overall, yeah, it was a tough one overall for them. We do have Sepix taking game 2 against Surely Not Akuma, who are currently on 1. NGE and PTH are still 1-1. We don't have the updates for game 3 from that yet. FLS are now 3-0 as Conduit, Esports, Misery have been eliminated. And sadly, Group D has decided to go to Cancun on holidays, as they have all been eliminated. ICE did take a trio over the Holy Church of Seder.
To watch Group D fall like that. I think there were a lot of good teams.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is interesting, and I wonder how about this when we see a lot of teams do. There are some teams I feel like are just not good playoff teams. And I don't know if it's because when we go to the best of 5 or if it's the nerves of being in playoffs compared to season, because there are definitely more nerves when you go on like playoffs versus season. Conduit Esports to me has always felt like one of those teams. And I'm just saying this because I'm almost sure we see a Conduit Esports team back in Vanquisher or across all leagues in Titan. They're a team, like, they're a very established org in terms of something we stick around. I want to see work go into how they play in playoffs. Because I feel like Conduit Esports is always eliminated early in playoffs. But they're always so strong in the season run. And that's where the question lies. Meanwhile, Faceless, where are your thoughts on how Faceless plays the rest of this playoff? Do you think that they have a shot at winning it all? I mean, of course they do. They're going to semis. But, like, what do you think are the odds we see this team in final? What you just seen tonight?
So you have to think about it that overall, we're going to talk about the standings for a minute here and the teams that went through. So Group D was probably the closest group in terms of overall, because the top teams were 5-2 and there was like tie-ins and breakoffs and all that madness. And then in Group A and Group C, which was Surely Not Akuma and Faceless Insomnia winning those, they went 7-0 in their series. They only dropped 1 game each across their entire group run. And then NGE and ICE both went 6-1. So Group D may have been the closest group in terms of skill level, but it looks like the winners from Group A, B, and C all stand on their shoulders. They're just that far ahead of them. So I think that some of these groups maybe were a little bit unbalanced, and Group D did get a bit of a bad end to it. But we still have 1 team left in that group. So because of the Holy Church of Seder, I'm going to stick with Group D as my favorites, with PTH, Phantom Troop, Hisoka. Hopefully they do well. It's the only game we're not covering. But I do think that Surely Not Akuma, if they manage to finish off this game and win the next 2, and we see the Iceborne, Faceless Insomnia, and Faceless win, I think that'll prove a lot more to me than anything else that Faceless and Surely Not Akuma should be our finalists. That's what I think now. Because I actually put Conduit Esports down to win this because I was like, I love Conduit. Absolutely love them.
Well, I think you bring up the point about Summit and Surely Not Akuma is very important. We've seen these teams both in the finals of a lot of pick'ems. And I think with our series ending, it's important that we go ahead and throw these people over to the main channel, which is SNA versus Summit Esports. I do see that the match just ended. It's 2-1 for SepX right now. So the only way to know how that series is ending is to stay tuned and join the raid. We will be sending you guys over in 3, 2, 1.